Happy July 5th, everyone, and welcome into Pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, joined by Gotkin and Devon Jarvis. The Bravos take on the YD Red Sox tonight after their victory last night over the Wareham Gatemen, 5-2. Devon, remind us what happened last time we played YD this season.
Yeah, it was a 4-4 tie where it was ended due to darkness, but Bourne was really having the momentum going toward the end of that game. Bourne had the lead, couldn't handle onto it after being up 4-1. It was tied 4-4. So I think they're going to come in today against one of the best teams in the league, and it should be a fun one.
And tonight we have Matt Shorey on the mound for us, making his second start for this team.
Yeah, you're right, second start, but he has appeared in 3 games out of the bullpen, and he's been really good all throughout the season. An ERA under 2, and in his last start, he was spectacular. Went 4 innings, gave up just 1 run, he walked just 1 batter. He's got really good stuff from the left side, a bit of a funky arm angle that makes him a very uncomfortable pitching matchup. So, we'll see what he can do against this YD team. It's an offense that has struggled a little bit this year, so Shorey's going to hope for another good start today.
Yeah, well, speaking of good pitching staff, last night we finally saw throughout the game our pitchers pitch great.
Yeah, they did really well. We saw 4 guys arguably make their best appearance on the season so far. And in this 3-game winning streak that Bourne has had, is the pitching staff that has really elevated themselves to one of the better performances we've had all season long. And that's how this Bourne team is going to continue to win games, if they can get solid performances out of their pitching staff. And that comes all as a unit, not just the starter, not just one reliever, but everybody.
Well, first pitch will be at 6 p.m. here at Doran Park against YD, but don't go anywhere. More pregame coverage coming up next. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Lyle Alenstein. Lyle, we're on a 3-game win streak right now, up against the best team in the league. How are we going to keep it going?
Yeah, the Braves have been hot recently, but so is YD. 11-4-2, the best record in the team. Honestly, looks like the best team in the CCBL. Just coming off a 9-game win streak, but the Braves are picking it up. Obviously, this team has been hot as well, but it's a really good opportunity to get some momentum going forward.
Well, we have some familiar faces returning to this team today. Cam Kozeal and Noah Franco are back.
Yeah, Cam Kozeal, second summer at the Braves out of Arkansas. Him and Noah Franco are coming back from Team USA. Noah Franco obviously started the season with Bourne, left, but now he's back, the 2-way guy from TCU. But now he's only going to be pitching for the rest of the summer. But with this roster racking up wins, they're getting stronger and stronger.
Well, thanks for joining me, Lyle. We'll have first pitch here at Doran Park at 6 p.m. Don't go anywhere. More pregame coverage coming up next. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Cam Kozeal from Arkansas. Cam, second year back on the cave. How excited are you?
Super excited. I get to see all my friends. I get to see Brain Holcomb, Panda Brain Holcomb, and Kuhiro Aloy. Get to see us at the dugout on the stools with them. Got in late last night. Ready to be a Bourne Brave. Got 2 hours of sleep. We got a Monster Energy drink and a great attitude. We're going to get a dub today.
All right, you're coming from Omaha from the past few weeks, Team USA. What are you taking from those experiences back here to the Cape?
It was a lot of fun. That Arkansas team, it was a great team, really close team. Loved playing with those guys. It was a really talented group, but we were just so close, so it's kind of tough not playing with them anymore. But we had a great season, and V obviously won Golden Spike, super proud of him. And a lot of those guys are going to be top draft picks, so we're excited to see what the future holds for them in the next couple weeks. Team USA, that was another once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Loved playing there. Rock was my roommate. It's fun to bounce ideas off of him and just be around so many great baseball players. So I'm excited to be out here and be around more great baseball players.
And I hear you have a fishing YouTube channel.
Yes.
Are we going to get to see content this summer on Cape Cod?
Cam Kozeal Outdoors coming to you in a phone and a screen soon.
Thanks for joining me. Good luck tonight.
For a Saturday afternoon classic, it's the league's hottest versus the league's best. Here at Doran Park, the Bourne Braves are set to square off against the YD Red Sox for Game 18 of the Young Cape League season. Great to have you with us, Devon Jarvis, alongside Gotkin for another one here from Doran. It's the Bourne Braves on a 3-game winning streak, and they are hot, have been playing extremely good baseball recently, but they take on the league's best team today in the YD Red Sox, currently leading the entire league in the standings with points. They've been exceptional all year long, but this is kind of a collision course between these two teams, Adams. It should be a fantastic game with how well Bourne has been playing recently and how solid the YD Red Sox have been all season long.
This is just the second time that these teams play this year. The first time it was a tie, so that was one of the times of the season where Bourne was playing pretty well, and YD has been pretty much consistent all throughout the year, but, in the one meeting between these teams, it was a really good game, and, there's no reason to expect anything different today.
Bourne in their last time facing the YD Red Sox. It was a very interesting one. Bourne was at YD for that one and ended up tying the game. It was a very close one toward the end. It was a save by Derek Smith, who let up the runs to tie the ball game, but it was an overall great performance from both sides. Bourne was leading 4-1 at one point, but we'll look for a little bit of revenge today because they had momentum going into those final few innings. Adam, what have you seen out of the team recently that might be different than the team that we saw play against YD a few weeks back?
Well, the Bourne offense is just completely different right now than it used to be, and the big thing with that is they're just getting on base and finding ways to put the ball in play. They're also not striking out as much. The Braves still lead the Cape League in strikeouts, but by a lot less than they used to. Yesterday, we saw this team have its best offensive inning of the season, a 5-spot in the top of the 6th, the first time this year that they've scored 4 or more in an inning, and there were just 4 hits in that frame, 2 of them infield singles, 2 executed hit and runs. So overall, just a very well-played offensive game yesterday by Bourne, and they're just clicking on all cylinders and playing the right way and playing the way that Bourne has played in the past.
Well, it's easy to play like you have in the past when you have such an awesome roster that's come into fruition as of recently, Adam. This team is firing on all cylinders offensively, but there's a new face to the starting lineup. You saw him in the pregame, Adam. You know him from last year. Cam Kozeal returns to the Bourne Braves. What can you tell us about him as a player?
Well, he is the exact type of player that you want on your team. One, because of the player that he is. This guy's an absolute stud. He's late to the team because he brought Arkansas all the way to the College World Series semifinal and then played for Team USA. So he didn't just not come for no reason. He played incredible this past season with the Arkansas Razorbacks. Had his OPS close to 1,000, brought it up a ton from his freshman year at Vanderbilt. But really, the thing that's probably most impressive about Kozeal is the person that he is off the field. He's such a lively personality. He's always smiling. He's always laughing. And you can just feel it in the 2 hours that he's been here. That smile is contagious, and there's just an overall great feeling around him and around the team.
If there was any doubt to his commitment to the Bourne Braves, you just have to look at his schedule. He should have made a day in the life yesterday because he played a Team USA game yesterday, commuted all the way to the airport, then to Bourne, and got here just a couple hours ago now. So is playing in games back-to-back across the country, one for Team USA, now one for Bourne, and it just shows how much he loves this team. This Bourne roster has accepted him greatly. It looks like they're all already great friends, and somebody who's been a great friend to him as well is Kozeal Aloy, teammates at Arkansas this past season where they made it to the College World Series semifinal. Adam, Kozeal Aloy's been phenomenal for the Braves this year.
He has been. Arkansas just always seems to have great baseball players, and it's no surprise that there's 2 really good ones on Bourne this season. The really big one, though, for Kozeal is Braden Holcomb, his old roommate at Vanderbilt. They were roommates last summer, so they finally get to see each other, and it should be fun to see them play in the first game of the season together today.
Well, Adam, why don't we get starting lineups out and away?
First, for the YD Red Sox, the visitors, it's Jace Thornish who leads things off and plays left field. He's making his Cape League debut. Braden Dowd bats second and plays right field. The third baseman, Cody Miller, will bat third. The cleanup spot is the designated hitter, Chris Hakopian. He just committed to Texas not too long ago. Batting fifth is the catcher, Jake Bold. And the number 6 spot is the center fielder, Will Gasparino. Batting seventh is the first baseman, Dean Carpentier. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Yomar Correas. And batting ninth, the guy who's played in every single game this season for the Red Sox, the second baseman, Will Baker. Dylan Tate gets a start on the mound for YD. Over on the other side of things for the Bourne Braves, it's Riker Waite who leads off and plays shortstop. Logan Hughes bats second and plays first. Cam Kozeal bats third. He is the second baseman. Designated hitter Kozeal Aloy bats cleanup. Cade Lewis bats fifth and plays third. Braden Holcomb bats sixth and plays right field. John LeGrand bats seventh and is in center. Campbell Smithwick bats eighth and is catching. Nick Groves will play in left field. He rounds out the starting lineup. And Matt Shorey gets the start on the bump today for the Braves.
We'll step aside for the national anthem. Be back with more on the game today.
What so proudly we gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We welcome you back to Game 18 here on the Cape. It's been a phenomenal season so far. The Braves are as hot as ever and take on the YD Red Sox, who currently rank as the #1 team in the Cape Cod Baseball League. We're set for a fantastic match between these two. Adam and I were covering it a little bit before. You got your starting lineups. Now let's dive in to these arms. Matt Shorey gets the bump for Bourne. He has been a starter and reliever for the Braves this year. 3 appearances in relief, 1 as a starter. But what he's shown all season long is just the mark of consistency and a fighter on the mound. He's been really, really solid for this team. Only 2 earned runs in his 4 appearances, and each of them coming in his last 2. Last time out as a starter, he pitched against Falmouth, pitched 4 innings, 4 hits, allowed only 1 earned run, 1 walk, and struck out 2. When you look on the other side, it's Dylan Tate, who has had some ups and downs this year for the YD Red Sox. In his first time out, didn't have great stuff, but he really improved in his next time out. He overall has a 3.68 ERA on the season in 7 1/3 innings pitched. He's overall got 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. When you look at this pitching matchup, Adam, it's against one of the better pitching staffs, maybe the best in the entire league in the YD Red Sox, but also a great arm from the Bourne Braves in Shorey and a pitching staff that has gotten a lot better in these recent games.
You have 2 SEC arms. That's really all you got to say, because guys from that conference are usually pretty darn good. Matt Shorey comes from Vanderbilt. Dylan Tate comes from Oklahoma. Shorey is a really interesting pitcher. The rising sophomore didn't get that much time in his freshman year, but he's really lanky from the left side, and he's just got a really long arm motion. He really goes almost from a 3/4 release point, and it's really difficult to hit. He does a really good job of mixing his fastball, slider, changeup, and sinkers, especially that fastball and sinker. They're about the same speed, and it's really hard for hitters to differentiate between the two.
Why don't we go over the defense for the Bourne Braves today? Starting in left field is Nick Groves. Your center fielder is John Legrande. In right field, Braden Holcomb. Your infield from left to right is Cade Lewis at third, Riker Waite at shortstop, Cam Kozeal at second base, making his first start on the season, and Logan Hughes at first. The battery alongside Shorey will be Campbell Smithwick. He is making his 3rd start in the last 4 games, the recent Oklahoma State commit. You really got to love the defense we've seen from this Bourne Braves team. They've been really exceptional. Last time out against the Wareham Gatemen, won that ball game 5-2 on the road in some interesting conditions, but overall a 3-game win streak. When you look at the difference between what this team was and why they are winning now, what is the main reason that comes to mind for why they've been so successful in these recent games, Adam?
Well, you look at the control for the pitchers. That's what just absolutely killed the Braves through the first couple weeks of the season, but they've really figured it out over the past few weeks. They aren't walking as many batters, and they're just, playing clean baseball.
Chase Tharnish is the first batter of the order for the YD Red Sox. Just finished his junior year at St. Bonaventure. As we get away, it's a ball on the inside to begin for Matt Shorey. Tharnish now in the portal and is making his first appearance for the Red Sox on the season. What a good swing to start. Hammers one to center field. It's Legrande with his heels on the warning track to make the grab for out number 1.
Interesting to see Scott Pickler put a guy who's making his debut at the top of the lineup, but Pick has been around for 27 years in this league, so he knows what he's doing. And even though it was a flyout, that's a really good first swing for Tharnish. 94 off the bat. He got a good piece of it. Definitely an encouraging sign for him to make good contact his first time up this summer.
Braden Dowd, the right fielder for the Red Sox today. He'll dig into the left side against the lefty in Shorey. Has played in 15 games this year, today in his 16th, and is batting .182. Shorey on the 1-0. Fastball, a chase from Dowd, and that will be strike number 1.
It's been a bit of a tough summer so far for Dowd. He, in his freshman season at USC, that's the Southern California variation, by the way, he was really good when it came to getting on base. He led the Trojans in batting average, and then this past season, he walked more than he struck out, but so far this summer, he's struck out twice as much as he's walked.
1-2's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Dowd has been a really solid player for the Trojans out west, and like you said, Adam, it's not been his greatest summer as of yet. Had a .324 batting average in his most recent sophomore season, as the 2-2 is high. A full count in the second at-bat of the day. Now he's batting down to .182. Here's the full count pitch from Shorey. Soft fly ball. It will drop in the infield. Barehanded by Cade Lewis, but a beat-out run by Dowd. Way to hustle on the awkward swing, and a runner on for the Red Sox.
And for all you kids at home, that's why you run out to first no matter what happens, because that pitch was barely tapped up in the air by Braden Dowd, and it just drops in no man's land. Shorey barely couldn't get there in time, neither could Cade Lewis, and because Dowd was running down the first base line, he gets himself a single.
We saw a few of those yesterday. The small ball has played well for the Braves and the Red Sox, trying to put it to use so far. So Dowd will reach first base. He's stolen 5 bags this year and already gets a check from Shorey. Cody Miller is the new batter for the Red Sox. Comes from East Tennessee and is the third baseman today for YD.
When it comes to playing this YD team, the key is don't give up those extra hits that maybe they wouldn't have gotten. It's a team that really just takes advantage of the opportunities. All you have to do is look at last night's game. YD beat Hyannis 2-1. They scored just 2 runs on 4 hits, but the pitching staff is so good that 2 runs is enough. So, if you're Bourne, you have to understand that all the runs matter today, because the Red Sox pitching staff is so good, runs are going to be hard to come by. YD can win scoring just 2 or 3.
That's the way YD's been winning games this year. They've been so potent with their arms, and you look at all of what they've done this season, how they rank in the league. They have the second best ERA as another pickoff attempt comes toward first base. Dowd in there safely. Cody Miller has himself a 1-1 count. A 2.94 team ERA on the season for YD. They're up there in whip, up there in opponent batting average. They're doing everything right to put their team in positions to win games. One more pickoff attempt from Shorey. He's got a very interesting pitching motion that lends itself to look like a pickoff attempt before he comes home with the pitch, stands on that third base side of the rubber, and when he goes into his windup, kind of moves toward first base a little bit. It tricks the runner sometimes, and then he comes home with the pitch. Here's the 1-1 from Shorey. Inside, but even on that attempt right there, you could see Dowd had his lead at first base. He saw Shorey go into his motion and started shuffling back in fear, you could say, of a pickoff attempt.
Shorey paying a little bit extra attention to Dowd because he does lead YD in stolen bases.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 from Cody Miller. The junior out of East Tennessee is batting .241 on the year. 4 extra base hits. He's close to the top of the team in that category as well. The 2-2 will be in a moment after Shorey looks over to first one more time. Logan Hughes playing first base. We've seen him there for now a few straight games. He's played all around, but maybe Scott Landers thinks he has a new solidified first baseman. The 2-2. Fouled straight back into the screen, and we'll do it again.
I wouldn't be shocked if Hughes does stay at first. I mean, he's made 2 incredible diving plays the last 2 days. You know, he's proved his spot, and especially when you look at the outfield for Bourne, there are really not many opportunities to play out there just because there's so much talent.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the day for Shorey, and his first strikeout on the evening. Chris Hakopian now to step in for the YD Red Sox, representing the last hope here in the first inning of play.
Hakopian's a guy that YD could really use to get hot soon. He's struggling a bit this summer. He has been a really good player in his time at the University of Maryland, a top-rated player in the country. He was one of the most sought-after transfers in all of NCAA this past season, just committed to Texas, yet just hitting over 200 here on the Cape.
He heads to be a Longhorn in the SEC. Step up from his time in the Big Ten as a Terrapin.
And I think if you're the University of Maryland, you can't be upset for losing Hakopian. This is a guy who grew up not too far away. His dad is considered to be maybe the best player in the history of the Maryland baseball program, led them in home runs. His brother Eddie also played at Maryland. So, you know, Chris stayed home and did all that he could for the Terps. And, you know, now he has the opportunity to move to the best league in the country. And, you know, with NIL now, there's definitely more opportunities on the baseball side of Texas than at Maryland, too.
The 1-1 from Shorey. Still got the runner on first. He'll give a look and throw the ball over, too. Hakopian was second team all Big Ten. He led Maryland in average, in OPS, had 14 home runs, and at OPS, 1158. Incredible stuff.
It was a tough year for the Terps. He was one of the few bright spots. That's a team that hopes to be in the tournament, and they missed the Big Ten tournament this year.
He grounds one to the left side. Lewis will only go for first base, where he gets out number 3 with a rifle across the diamond. So Bourne cleaned things up in the first inning and will bring their bats out for bottom 1 when we return on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Fans, while on the campus of Upper Cape Technical High School, we ask that you please be respectful by taking.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
We welcome you back to Dorn Park. It's just a day after Independence Day, and we didn't really get to celebrate at Dorn. Yesterday, the Bourne Braves were all the way in Wareham, just 12 miles from here, where they enjoyed both a win and some fireworks. But today, they play in front of a packed crowd, one of the bigger ones of the season so far. You imagine that this is the one day you expect Dorn Park to get quite a lot, and this YD team is going to put up a tough fight. Why don't we take a look at their defense today? In left field, it's Jace Tharnish. Center field, Will Gasparino. And Braden Dowd is in right. The infield from left to right is Cody Miller, Yomar Carreras, and Will Baker. Then Dean Carpentier. Behind the dish, catching for the pitcher in Dylan Tate is Jake Bold. Starting things out for the Bourne Braves is Riker Waite, the switch hitter, batting lefty against the righty pitcher in Tate. Tate has 2 appearances on the Cape League season so far, and Riker Waite's playing in his 15th game of the year. He has been a really solid player for this squad. We were asked the question earlier, who's the glue guy for this team, and it seems like Riker Waite is the answer.
All you have to do is look at his day yesterday. Maybe he went 0 for 3, yeah, but he still got on 2 times via walks. He stole a base, so even though he wasn't playing his best, he still made a big impact, which is all you can ask for.
Just have to figure out some PitchCom stuff before we begin. Third baseman Cody Miller is playing a little bit toward second base and a little bit in, while Yomar Carreras is all the way back. An interesting defensive formation against this switch hitter. Overall, the defense shifted to the right.
You wonder if maybe Riker Waite could be thinking he's got a chance to put a drag bunt down the third baseline. We've seen him attempt a bunt for a base hit a few times this summer.
He had one against Harwich not too long ago. A bunt base hit. Easily could do it here. Very speedy guy, one of the fastest players on this Bourne Braves roster. So first pitch coming soon from Dylan Tate, the first pitch of the YD Red Sox defensive day. Bunt does come down, and it will be a called strike as Waite pulls it back. Unfortunately, that's kind of spoiling your plans, so maybe not as easy to do if Waite still wants to do it. The 0-1 now from Tate. A half swing and strike number 2.
Tate goes fastball, changeup, slider, back-to-back heaters to start off at 94 and 95 miles an hour.
The 0-2. Upstairs. Tate so far on the year, 3.68 ERA, very solid. Is getting his third start. 1-2 pitch is going to clip Riker Waite, just grazes his hand, it seems, and an easy trot 90 feet to put a runner on in your first plate appearance. So Logan Hughes now digs in from the left side against this righty. A lefty heavy lineup for the Bourne Braves today. It's the switch hitter and Riker Waite who can go both ways, but Logan Hughes, Cam Kozeal, Cade Lewis, John LeGrande, Campbell Smithwick, and Nick Groves are also all there. It's only 2 righties in the lineup for the Braves, Kozeal, Aloy, and Braden Holcomb. So Hughes digs in. Bats from the left side. First pitch way upstairs for Tate, and Logan Hughes, a tough batter to crack this season. He's been so good for the Braves this year, near top in most categories. As the 1-0 is watched by Hughes for strike number 1.
Hughes has been playing great recently. He's got a hit in 8 of his last 9 games. But maybe what's most impressive is his plate discipline. Leads the team with 12 walks.
He'll take a hack and put it foul. On top of that, leads this team in home runs. He's 3rd in RBIs. Like you said, leading the team in walks. That's by a decent margin, too. He has 12. Second place, Braden Holcomb has just 8. 1-2 pitch from Tate. He's looking past his left shoulder at Waite. And that one's close. Waite's barely going to get in there. He maybe was looking to steal, kind of juked right towards second base, then came back into first before the pickoff attempt. Riker Waite stole 54 bases last year for Boca Raton in the South Florida League. Only got caught 3 times.
It's perfect on the base path so far this summer. He does such a good job at understanding when to steal. He's got the green light whenever he feels like he can get it done.
1-2. Chop to the right side. An easy grab for Carpentier. He goes to second for out number 1. And the throw will not come to first. So Riker Waite goes out on the fielder's choice, and Logan Hughes advances.
Now batting from Arkansas.
Just 1 out as it's a big moment here. Cam Kozeal will make his Bourne debut in the batter's box. He's such a dangerous player, was really good for this Bourne team last year when they made it to the Cape League Championship and won the West Division Championship. So let's see how he can set a first impression to those who don't know him. Got Logan Hughes on first. He'll watch the first one by for ball one. Logan Hughes hasn't attempted a steal yet this season, but he's not a terribly slow guy. We've seen him hustle in on base hits to the outfield when he needs to score, and he gets the job done. The 1-0. Left side. That one's going to get through. Kozeal with a base hit to left field for his first at-bat of the season. An excellent debut.
Even though he may be making his Cape debut, just spent time with the U.S. Collegiate National Team down in North Carolina, so he got a bunch of swings in with the wood bat against some of the top pitchers in the country. He is ready and already locked in.
Alongside Cam Kozeal with the U.S. national team was Noah Franco, who has rejoined the Braves after his USA stint. He was a two-way for the Braves earlier this season. Gahio Aloy, the next batter up for the Braves, a teammate of Cam Kozeal's at Arkansas. Those two are great friends as they both spent a lot of time with each other this most recent season and already plan a fishing trip in their first off day coming up.
Aloy's got 4 RBIs in the last 3 games. He's been swinging the bat so well.
Hammers one right side. This could be 2. Lines it straight to Will Baker. So Aloy, who hits the ball very hard, will go back to the dugout there. Baker with the grab, and now Cade Lewis out of Wake Forest for Bourne to step up as the 5th batter of the inning. Lucky that wasn't 2 there. Oftentimes, if there's any contact off Gahio Aloy's bat, you get the runners going. Good discipline by the base runners in Kozeal and Hughes. First pitch in there for strike 1 against Cade Lewis. Lewis, one of the most consistent bats on this Bourne team. He's on the year batting .300. Ranks toward the top in average and OPS. He's been, you could say, the best player for the longest time. People have had their stints, but Lewis has been playing at an all-star level for the entire season. The 1-1. Way out in front of the dirt. Hughes is going to make his way to third, and the ball gets away from Bold, so both runners advance, and it's Kozeal on second and Hughes on third base.
We say it every single game because it's true. It seems like Cade Lewis makes an impact and gets a hit at least once every game. He's got a hit in all but 1 game this season. One here could give the Braves a 2-0 lead.
He makes a baseball look like a beach ball. Just a really smooth swing that finds really good contact. Here's the 2-1 from Tate. Out into center field, this one drifting to its left, and Gasparino makes an easy grab in center field for out number 3. Bourne threatened but don't score here in the first inning, which means we'll send it back to YD to try and draw first blood here at Dorn Park. We'll take a short break here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network and Cape League TV. When we return, it's Jake Bold, Will Gasparino, and Dean Carpentier up for the Red Sox.
Tonight's prizes include Cape Cod Canal Cruise for 2, $25 scenic group.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
It's inning number 2 here between the Bourne Braves and the YD Red Sox. Devon Jarvis hanging with you alongside Adam Gotkin, the third member of our team, and sideline reporter Ariel Tamir-Pinsky will join us at the end of the 3rd inning. YD will bring the bats back out, and it's Jake Bould to begin here out of Princeton, is playing catcher today. First pitch from Shorey, way inside on the fastball. It will be there for ball number 1. Shorey with a good outing his first inning. Got 1 strikeout and only saw 4 batters. 1-0 just misses inside. It will be Bould, Gasparino, and Carpentier all making their first plate appearances of today. Bould has a .235 batting average of the season. The 2-0, just high. Has played in 9 games, so this will be his 10th, and is still looking for his first extra base hit on the year. So Bould makes it to first base. And Will Gasparino now, the center fielder out of Texas, is going to be a new teammate with Chris Akopian, who just transferred to Texas. He's probably given him some little pointers on what it's like to be a Longhorn. Prestigious baseball program and a prestigious athletic program overall. Say, walk for the first batter in Jake Bould. Gasparino here, digging to the right side, is 6'7". That's just a basketball player and a baseball player.
He's an athlete. He is a just absolute monster out there.
Will crack one to the left side. Tough play by Riker Waite. Steps on second for out number 1. And just off the bag is Logan Hughes for out number 2. It was a big reach to the left side, and that will leave Will Gasparino there at first base safely.
And Logan Hughes thought that he had dragged his foot. That was a tough play by Waite. He fielded the grounder where it bounced just about an inch in front of his glove, but he's able to bring it in. And first time that there's been a ball up the middle, a bit of a awkward communication between him and Kozeal, and then almost the out at first. But either way, a good job to at least get the lead runner gone.
Dean Carpentier out of USC is the new batter in the right-handed batter's box. And that's a really underrated part about the Cape League. You have to think about the chemistry in the middle of your infield, as Carpentier is going to get clocked on his left side. He'll trot to first base after the hit by pitch. But this will be the first time that Kozeal and Riker Waite play together in the infield. Kozeal was at Vanderbilt in his freshman season, but did not see time with Riker Waite as a teammate. So it will be chemistry that they'll need to develop, but it's only their first game, and still a solid defensive play by Riker Waite. Yomar Carreras, the new batter, out of Rutgers. He swings at the first pitch for strike number 1.
This is a big at-bat for Shorey. You've already walked and hit 1 in this inning. Now how can you limit it and try and get out? It's not hits that's hurting Shorey. The one hit that he's given up was a blooper about 15 feet in front of home plate.
Swing and a miss on pitch 2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Dean Carpentier's on first, and Will Gasparino is on second base. Has 1 stolen base on the year and has been caught stealing once. The 0-2. Lifted right side. Back on it is Holcomb. Gasparino's going to tag. The throw from Holcomb in at right field will be cut off by Waite, and runners on the corners for the Red Sox.
That's a good out to get. You get the second of the inning, and yes, you allow a runner to go to third, but you're completely fine with that because now you can get out of it here with the 2 runners on.
Carpentier on first, and Gasparino 90 feet away from drawing first blood. It's a 0-0 ball game between the Bourne Braves and the YD Red Sox. Last time between these two, it was a very interesting game. Took till the 4th inning before 1 run came, and that was where YD took the lead 1-0. So Shorey deals with some adversity here. Only 2 earned runs allowed on the entire season. We'll try and keep that the same. Good breaking ball on the first pitch against Will Baker, the new batter from the left side. Only 2 lefties in the lineup today. Very similar strategy from Pickler and Landers. It's Dowd and Baker, the only left-handed batters. Runner will go. Hughes have got him in a pickle. The runner's coming home. Out comes, as a great play from Riker Waite to tag him and get out number 3. An excellent pickoff attempt by Shorey. And Bourne and YD will stay scoreless here as we take things to the middle of the second inning on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
And be sure to visit our new and improved merchandise store located near the
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We welcome you back to Cape League TV and the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network. It's a 0-0 ball game between the Bourne Braves and the YD Red Sox. Bourne were threatening an inning ago with runners on 2 and 3, but could not bring any home to score, so Braden Holcomb has a fresh inning to work with. The right-hander out of Vanderbilt has been the leader for this team, and until today was the only returner from last year offensively. Jonathan Stevens, also returner, but now there's 3 from last year's championship losing team. Made it very far, and this Bourne team is always a tough one to crack come July and August. They're on a 3-game winning streak right now. It's been a very good start to the month, exactly what you come to expect with Scott Landers. And Braden Holcomb, the vocal leader, the dugout leader, is certainly had a big part of it.
For YD, it's very similar. They are almost in an identical spot as last year, dominating the league early on because of its pitching. Now, last season, things fell off towards the end for the Red Sox because a lot of their bats left, but they were in a bit of a different spot then. They had superstars at the plate with Vahiva Aloy, Golden Spikes winner, Ethan Petrie, who led the league in home runs and average. And that's what Easton Carmichael, who was an All-American. They just had stud after stud after stud in that lineup. Now it's not necessarily the same on offense, but if they can keep some of those guys throughout the entire season, then come playoff time, they'll hope to be in a better spot compared to last year where they were top place in the East and then got knocked out early in the playoffs.
Just a very good regular season team. You try and hope that translates to the playoffs. It did not for YD last year. A hammered ball to left field for Holcomb. That one's going to get past the center fielder Gasparino. It's an extra base hit for Braden Holcomb in the second inning. These fans know him. These fans love him. And he starts things off well for the Bourne Braves in inning number 2.
That's what you're waiting for. Holcomb's been swinging the bat really well recently. He is on a long hit streak. The one thing, though, is he hasn't got an extra base hits. He's got just 1 double on the season. Now make it 2, and he just absolutely demolished that ball. 106 off the bat, a laser, and these Bourne bats continue to look really good. Yesterday, they were incredible, and today, already 3 in scoring position in the first 2 innings.
The tied hardest hit ball on the season for the Bourne Braves from Braden Holcomb. John LeGrande from the left side will crack one to the right and foul.
Grande has been moved to the bottom of this order in the last week, and he has been really good with runners in scoring position. He's one of the top RBI guys on Bourne, second on the team with 8 of them, and a lot of those came as a leadoff hitter. Now that he's moved down to the number 7 spot, he's got even more opportunities with runners on base and in scoring position.
The 0-1 will get a nick of John LeGrande, and he'll trot his way to first. We've had 3 hit batters already in this game.
State number 45, Campbell Smithwick.
But besides that, we've only had 1 walk. So control a little bit issue for both Tate and Shorey, but still really solid performances. And now to the 8th batter of the order, Campbell Smithwick, with runners on 1 and 2.
Hit batters has been a bit of an issue for Tate so far all summer. He hit 2 in his first 2 games and now 2 already in this one.
Smithwick to dig in from the left side. He's been with this team from the start, but has not played in every game. Will show bunt, bring it back as the pitch comes way high. Both Smithwick, LeGrande, and Holcomb all with this team from day one. Smithwick left the team for about a week or so to go on some transfer portal visits, ended up finding a new home in Oklahoma State. Just spent 2 seasons at Ole Miss and is also a native to Oxford, Mississippi, so will be leaving home for the first time. The 1-0. Bunt laid down left side. It'll be picked up by Tate. The throw comes to first and gets away. So Campbell Smithwick is safe at first, but it was a great IQ defensive play by Will Baker, who was behind the first baseman in case the throw got away. A completely run-saving play right there to hold Holcomb, but still a positive outcome in the fact that Campbell Smithwick gets on base and loads it.
Just a really well-placed bunt from Smithwick. A lot of the time with pitchers at this level, you just want to put the ball in play because so many of them struggle in the field, and you see it there from Tate. He just can't get a great throw off the first and loads the bases with no outs.
It will be an error on Tate, as Nick Groves, the last batter who hasn't been up yet for the Bourne Braves, will dig in. Another lefty in this lineup. If you look at the righties so far today, Kahiwa Loy lined out to Will Baker, and Braden Holcomb got an extra base hit, but the lefties have gotten on base all except one. That being Cade Lewis. And he hit the ball pretty hard to center field, so offensively a really solid start to the outing for the Braves, just looking to convert it into some runs. Bases are loaded with no outs. Holcomb on third, LeGrande on second, and Campbell Smithwick on first. First pitch was a ball. The second one will miss as well. Infield playing straight up except for Cody Miller on third. He's got his toes on the grass and is preventing a squeeze play from Groves. 2 balls, no strikes from Tate. Here's the pitch. Sliced and foul to the left side, out of play for strike number 1.
If you're Bourne, you got to bring at least 1 run home here. Bases loaded, no outs. Have to take the lead. The question is, how many can you bring home? Especially with this part of the order up 9-1-2. Nick Groves, who's at the plate here, has really picked things up after a slow start to the season. He's swinging the bat well.
Groves was with Hyannis last summer and hit so well there. He's looking to find the same magic with the Braves. Will hammer one right side. That one's going to get past the glove of Carpentier. Holcomb going to score for 1. LeGrande on his way in. And the Bourne Braves lead the ball game 2-0. Campbell Smithwick gets his third and fourth, or excuse me, Groves gets his first and second RBI of the season. In a dramatic way, extra bases to give Bourne the lead.
First extra base hit of the season for Groves, and that just proves sometimes it's not about how hard you hit it, but where you put it. Just 74 miles an hour off the bat, but perfectly placed down the line. Carpentier, the first baseman, couldn't get to it. It goes into the corner. And an easy 2 bases for Nick Groves, and now you bring the top of the order up with 2 still in scoring position.
And this top of the order is so dangerous. The first 4 in the lineup, all reached for the Bourne Braves. It's Riker Waite, who got on with a hit by pitch in the first, was thrown out at second base on a fielder's choice. Tate sees him for the second time here. Still no outs. It's a 1-0 count, the second pitch. Up the middle, this one could get through, and does. Smithwick to score. Groves on his way in, does not get a throw from Gasparino in center field. It's back-to-back 2 RBI base hits for the Bourne Braves.
How about this sport? What a weird thing that we watch here. 2 RBI base hits in a row, two RBI base hits in a row. First one 74 off the bat, second one 68. You don't even have to hit it hard. Just put it in play, put it in the right spot. And this is small ball. This is how you manufacture runs. You don't rely on extra base hits. You just put the ball in play, put the bat on the ball, and good things happen. Again, this is what Bourne did not do at the start of the season. This is what they've been doing so well in this 3-game winning streak.
Logan Hughes back up. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Only runner on now is Riker Waite, as we'll take a pause here for a mound visit. But the small ball has led to a lot of success. That's what we saw yesterday when the Braves scored 5 against the Wareham Gatemen in the 6th inning. That was their first time scoring at least 4 in any game this season in a singular inning. Well, now they've done it again against the YD Red Sox in the bottom of the second here. They're up 4-0, and this offense just continues to climb to new levels every game.
Baseball is just a sport that's so contagious. Once you do it once, you can do it again, and Bourne just had to get past that initial brick wall of having a big inning. Now that they have, why not just keep doing it?
You look at the start of the season, and it's undeniable to say that their bats were good. They were top of the league in batting average, have been that all season, but it was converting runners from scoring position to score that was the difficulty. It seems like that's been the difference in these recent games, conjoined with the new pitching performances. It's led to these wins, and Bourne have 3 straight and have a really tough task today to bring down this YD team. And if they get a win today, then you understand how good they are. Riker Waite's going to go. It's a hit and run as is launched into left field. That one's going to drop in front of the wall and be good for a double for Logan Hughes. It's inbounds. Riker Waite going to score from first base. And the Bourne Braves get their 5th. Once again, Coach Limoncelli in the third base coaching box thought it was a home run and did the windmill to signify it, but it was not a home run. Riker Waite still did score, and Logan Hughes is into second, almost fooled us too.
Waite put a big stop sign on as he got towards third, and then he realized that the ball was in play and he had to keep running, but he's so fast, has so much speed that it just didn't matter. He was going to score no matter what. By the time that ball got down, he was almost at third. Just so much speed. And after the small ball, that's where the extra base hits come in. It can make you just incredible on offense if you can do both of them.
3 consecutive RBI at-bats for the Bourne Braves. It began with Nick Groves getting his first 2 of the season. Riker Waite got 2 himself, and Logan Hughes with 1 right there to put the Bourne Braves up 5-0. Cam Kozeal now in out of Arkansas. Got on with a base hit back in the first. Dylan Tate still in this one. Offers in a half swing from Kozeal. And home plate umpire J.C. Fernandez says he does go. Jeff Merzell is at first base. And Anthony Letizio is at third. That's your umpiring crew.
If you're the Braves, you want to keep piling on here.
There's still no outs.
Yeah, still no outs. You still have the opportunity to score more.
The 0-2, way inside, stopped by Bold. Hughes was thinking about it. He reached third base on a wild pitch last time before getting stranded.
Still no action in the Red Sox bullpen. Tate's not getting destroyed by hard hit balls, just the 1 extra base hit. Bourne just putting the ball in play as fielders aren't really helping him out, too.
The 1-2 deep out to left field. This one back and snagged by Jace Tharnish. A really good grab as he was on his horse to the left field wall. No movement on second base for Logan Hughes. He'll stay put 180 feet away. And Cam Kozeal leaves the batter's box and makes room for his Arkansas teammate, Kahio Aloy. We've seen what he can do already in the first inning. Had a good-looking swing that was snagged out of the air by Will Baker. It's a left shift right now for the YD Red Sox. First pitch taken for strike one by Aloy. First baseman in Dean Carpentier is put himself halfway between first and second. Baker, the second baseman, is pretty much behind second base, and the left side of the infield is just back and left. Hughes gets a look from Tate. The pitch comes home. That one's going to hit off Kahio Aloy. It's the third hit by pitch of the game for Dylan Tate.
That's the things you can't do when things aren't going right. Continue to give free bases. Dylan Tate can't seem to buy out other than that one fly out. Lewis is the 9th man to come to the plate in this inning. You can't just make it easy on the other team by giving him a free 90 feet.
It's Aloy on first, Hughes on second, and Lewis to take the first pitch for strike number one. Regardless of the results for Tate so far, he's attacking the strike zone early, Adam. They're, in a lot of these at-bats, are him getting going, getting the 0-1 count, getting ahead in the count, but the Bourne Braves are just finding ways to crack him. The 0-1, swing and a miss by Cade Lewis on the outside off-speed. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Dylan Tate hasn't really worked into deep counts. I mean, it's incredible the fact that he's not even at 40 pitches yet, even though he's given up 5 runs in less than 2 innings.
Doesn't even have a walk yet either. The 0-2, swinging a foul ball by Lewis, out of play. A protect swing, one of the better players on this team with a protect swing. Lewis last time up went down with a fly out to center field. Is the only Bourne Brave in this roster yet to reach first base, and it's only the 2nd inning. The 0-2 nips it just back, and that one clips Jake Bould. He seems to be all right, but Lewis stays alive. With Lewis, the Bourne Braves will have hit through their order here in the 2nd inning. He is the 9th batter as the rally began in the 2nd with Braden Holcomb. Lewis receives the pitch. Right up this middle. That one's going to drop for a base hit, and Hughes going to motor in from second base. This could be close. Throw comes off, and Hughes scores the 6th of the inning as Cade Lewis reaches first base with an RBI. Just an exceptional at-bat and one of the best innings by any Cape League team this whole season.
Biggest inning of the summer for this Bourne offense. First time that they've scored 6 runs in an inning, and still just 1 out. The Braves have now hit around. Braden Holcomb, who led off the inning, is back up at the plate. Still no real action in the Red Sox bullpen. There's finally some stretching. It looks like the bullpen catcher is making his way behind home plate, so they're finally starting to get an arm loose. But just now, after 6 runs, have already crossed.
So now it comes. Dylan Tate's still in this ball game. He hasn't pitched a ton. Now sees Braden Holcomb, who began this inning with a powerful 106-mile-per-hour off-the-bat double. He's got runners on 1 and 2. First pitch, or rather second pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Holcomb has gotten a hit in 6 of his last 7 games, but is still searching for those multi-hit games. Still only 1 out. Tate delivers. Way high. You got to imagine, too, this is the worst defensive inning of the year for the YD Red Sox, who have been so good this season. have just shut teams down with their pitching staff. The 2-1. Upstairs once again for ball number 3. This is the closest that Dylan Tate has come in this game to throwing a walk. And it's the 15th batter of the day in Braden Holcomb. The pitch out to center field. It looks to be an easy grab for Gasparino, who shuffles to his right, gets the second out, and holds the runners on 1 and 2.
Devon, you've mentioned a lot how this YD pitching staff is so good. Now, the thing about that is when they're not good, they really do seem to struggle. We're still so early in this month, but through 4 games in July, the Red Sox have given up 3 runs and 1 run in the last 2 games, but the 2 before it was 8 and 9. So they seem to either be great or really struggle. And so far in this one, it's the struggling. 6 runs already.
John LeGrande up. We'll watch the first pitch by. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Still opportunity for Bourne to add to their total. They've got 6 runs. And they've got Kozeal Aloy on second base, who could score. 1-0 popped up. This one in shallow center field. 4 players chasing after it. Gasparino, the center fielder, will clear everyone out and make the grab for out number 3. What an inning for the Bourne Braves. They bring 11 batters up. They score 6 of them and blow this game open. An amazing start for the Braves, who get their largest inning of the entire year. This offense has just raised to a new level. Before we send things to a break, first a read from our sponsors. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Also, Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com, and go Braves. We'll keep around for the top of the 3rd inning when we return on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network and Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We keep things here for the top of the 3rd. Shorey still on the mound for the Braves. He's going to have a lead to protect now as the Braves score 6 in the bottom of the 2nd and blow this game open. Will Baker, the batter for the YD Red Sox. He's the 9th of the order today and will try and make a response. A tough act to follow, though, Adam. This Bourne Braves team offense is out of control in these last 2 games.
This is a key inning for Matt Shorey on the mound for Bourne. You can't get complacent with that 6-0 lead. You have to continue to dominate out on the mound. A lot of the times in baseball, when one offense explodes, the other one does, and you can get into a shootout. Bourne wants this to be a domination, not an offensive explosion on both ends.
Patient defensive play by Logan Hughes to flip it for Shorey for out number 1. That will bring things back to the top of the order for Jace Tharnish. He flew out to center field his first time up and is only making his debut with the YD Red Sox, so quite a harsh debut going against this Bourne Braves team, who will probably say it till we're blue in the face, but just exploded on offense an inning ago. First pitch, swung on and put high into right field. Braden Holcomb, the right fielder, makes the grab, shuffling in for out number 2. And also what you want, Adam, is not only eliminating complacency, but also efficient baseball from Shorey.
Without a doubt, when you're up by 6, you don't want to have to get really deep into a bullpen and have to throw your top arms and have to throw them for a while. You want the offense to continue to contribute. You want your starter to give you length so that overall you can use this game as just, both your offense and pitching staff being helped out, because, of course, the offense being good will carry over. And the pitching staff, if you can limit the arms that you use and limit the number of pitches that the guys throw, then, it's a great day overall, because, again, a lot of the times if an offense explodes, then the pitching staff can struggle a little bit. They're sitting on the bench for a while. They got to wait a long time. So, if they can also be strong here, and that starts now, then that changes everything. And it's the opposite for YD on offense. The longer you wait when you're down, the harder things get. You start to run out of time, and mentally it starts to get tougher. If you can start chipping away now, it makes it easier.
Dowd swings and pops it up shallowly left side. Lewis has a beat and makes the grab for out number 3. The best inning you could possibly get for Matt Shorey. He puts the YD Red Sox down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 3rd. And we'll take a break for mid-3rd. When we return, the Bourne Braves will look to add to their total of 6 right here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Bottom 3rd as the Bourne Braves lead the YD Red Sox 6-0. They blew the game open in the 2nd and went 1-2-3 to shut down the YD Red Sox in top 3. So it's domination all around from Bourne. They'll try and keep it going here in the bottom of the 3rd. Campbell Smithwick to start things off. He, the first time up, reached on an error and ended up scoring, but he's been a player who's assumed the catching role for Bourne, has been in and out of the lineup, and now has started 3 of his last 4 from behind the dish. It's going to be a big inning for Bourne, because yesterday, in their last game, they scored 5 in an inning, but it was the only 5 they scored all game. So you're going to want to see them not just score all their runs in one inning, but lengthen it out over the season. It's a new pitcher on the bump for the YD Red Sox. Dylan Tate will end his day after 2 innings, and it's Cody New, the new pitcher for YD. New, the left-hander, faces Smithwick. It's a bunt from Smithwick that he pulls back. He reached first base on a bunt that ended up being called an error. But New, out of California Baptist, stands at 6'3", 220 in his season so far with YD, has a 15.75 ERA in his 8 innings pitched. 4 appearances, 2 starts, as Smithwick lays down a bunt. It goes left and foul.
A good chance here for Cody New to pitch in a situation where, it's not necessarily as high stress, not in a close game. So, he's got the opportunity to work on some things. And, of course, it's still important to try and not let this lead get even bigger. But, for a guy that struggled this year, a lot of the time it helps to just come in a situation where, you don't have to get every single out because this game is already 6-0.
The 1-1, another bunt from Smithwick. This one further down the left line. It will just barely stay fair, or let's see the way they call it here. Home plate umpire says fair in J.C. Fernandez. It was just a perfect bunt down the third base line, and they're going to call it fair. There was no one playing third base as the shift was on the lefty in Smithwick, and Scott Pickler will come out to contest the call.
And because the two umpires had different calls, that's why Scott Pickler comes out. I think the question might be whether or not New touched it.
Yes, it looked like it curled foul right before the third base bag. But if New touched it, then obviously it's fair. Interesting for New not to just let that one go, because the play wasn't going to happen at first even if he fielded it. And you might as well just let it go to let it roll foul, but it's not the way it played out. Smithwick is staying at first base as Letizio, Merzel, and Fernandez conference just below the hill.
I think
J.C. Fernandez call it fair.
Yeah, what New was trying to do is he thought that the ball might have gone just a bit foul, which a lot of the times, once it goes even an inch foul, you'll see a pitcher or a player knock it even further away so it doesn't roll back in. That's what New tried to do, but the issue was the ball wasn't completely over the foul line.
So 2 bunt attempts by Campbell Smithwick and 2 appearances at first base. Last time he got on with the error. This time he's on with the base hit. Nick Groves now the 9 batter who got a 2 RBI double last time. Will show bunt again. Pitch is high, and Smithwick's in at second. Groves a very interesting player. He struggled to begin this season. 9 strikeouts on the year in his 8th game, but he is very much developed his bat. He started out slow in Hyannis a year ago. It's just the adjustment switching to wood bats. He was just hanging out in Canada before he got the call by Scott Landers to join the Bourne Braves, and 3 days later he made an appearance against Orleans in June, and now he's made quite a few for the Braves and contributed to their wins. 2 balls, no strikes in the lefty-lefty matchup. Looping curveball, the 12-6 in there at the top of the zone for strike 1. New will pitch. Another curveball. This time it misses. So Dylan Tate's final line will be 2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, only 5 earned with no walks and no strikeouts. The 3-1. Fastball outside, and Groves will take his base, only his 2nd walk on the season.
Good patience by Groves. As I talked about in the top half of this inning, it's important for Bourne to not get complacent. That's the same for these bats because, yeah, you just scored 6 runs, but you don't want to get into a lull as this game goes on because that can then extend into the next game. If you get complacent, you start to not, have as long of at-bats, that can, be something that continues on. So you have to make sure that you play a full 9 innings or as long as this game goes.
Bourne have now scored 11 runs in their last 7 innings of play. Easily the most in a 7-inning stretch they've had all season. The 0-1. Bunt laid down by Riker Waite. He's going to sprint his way to first. The play at third is there. Great move by New to get the out at third base, and the lead runner, Campbell Smithwick. So Riker Waite, the leadoff batter, will advance on the fielder's choice.
Now batting from Texas Tech, number 14, Logan
Still
Hughes.
runners on 1 and 2 as Logan Hughes comes in. He's reached base 2 times so far, and Riker Waite 3 for 3 in his appearances at the plate to reach first base.
And that was really risky by Cody knew to go to third with that ball. Trying to get the lead runner. I guess if you're down by 6, you might as well take the aggressive play, but if that got away, it could have gotten real bad.
First pitch, a slider for strike 1 against Logan Hughes. Hughes in his 2 times up is gotten that hit in the second, reached on a double and got an RBI. A lefty on lefty matchup. You got to imagine it was important for Pickler to bring in a lefty against this lefty-heavy lineup that the Bourne Braves put out. Scott Landers was taking extra long on his starting lineup today, and he seems to have crafted it perfectly.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 runs and not even 3 innings. You can't get better than that.
New looks at second. Shortstop in Carreras comes for the pickoff attempt, but he goes home instead for ball number 2. Kozeal in the on-deck circle. Kozeal Aloy is in the hole. Those 2 Arkansas bats are going to be exhilarating to watch for the rest of this season. Have already made an impact in their short time. The 2-1, way outside on the breaking ball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Hughes was one of those players, Adam, that you and I were really drawn to from the first batting practice. He was the first to have a home run. He kind of lit up the baseball in his first few times out, and he's certainly lived up to expectations. He's been the player you'd hope for and exactly what Bourne has needed through the ups and downs.
First team all Big 12, and the ball just explodes off his bat.
The 3-2, he swings and puts it high to the left side. Cody Miller, the third baseman, will make the grab. Barely missed it, but he does hold on, and that's out number 2.
2 really key outs from Cody New after letting the first 2 he saw on. A chance to get out of this third with his team still down by just 6. It's a lead that is, not out of reach, but if it gets worse, then it almost is. So if you're YD, you got to keep it here and get out of the inning against Cam Kozeal.
Lefty on lefty matchup. Cam Kozeal, his 3rd plate appearance of the season. Just got here a few hours ago and is not looked like he just got here. After all, he has been playing baseball with a wood bat, so not the same for a lot of these guys who are switching from being cold to playing baseball. Half swing, and the appeal to third base umpire Anthony Letizio says he does go. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs.
It's got to be interesting for guys who go straight to USA and then come to Cape Cod. It's the only place in the country where you face tougher pitching. In college baseball, in any other collegiate summer league, you're not going to see the level of pitching that you will on the Cape, except for the U.S. national team, because that's the best of the best. So, a lot of the guys, they have to ramp up to seeing this pitching. Cam Kozeal, he just saw it for a week at the training camp and then in the scrimmages.
In essence, it's preseason for Kozeal. The 2-1 will miss. 3 balls, 1 strike. I guess it's the way you can look at it.
Maybe not preseason, more of like just a warm-up after you took a halftime break, because, you just played a whole 60-game college season, so you're not completely coming from cold, but there's no true, 2-3 week off stretch.
It is a 5-pitch walk to Camden Kozeal, and now Kozeal Aloy steps in with the bases loaded. Is there any other guy you want in this position than Kozeal Aloy? I don't think so. It's not what the season for the Bourne Braves has told us, at least. Last time he was at Dorn Park, had a home run to left field, had a bomb out to left center field that went 380 feet. A hit like that would certainly score 3. Fastball for strike 1 against Aloy on the inside edge of the plate. There are 2 outs, so Aloy either gets an RBI here or ends the inning. Let's see what he can do. a tough player to throw against, and New, who is only in his first inning of work. Big swing by Aloy, nips it foul. No balls, 2 strikes the count. It's Kozeal on first, Riker Waite on second, and Nick Groves on third. Speedy guys in scoring position. The 0-2. Fastball called for strike 3. Aloy goes down looking, and for out number 3, that will keep things at a score of 6-0 in favor of the Bourne Braves. Before we step aside, the third member of our team and sideline reporter Ariel Tamir-Pinsky joins us for more.
Well, guys, Cam Kozeal is back on Cape Cod. He played for Bourne last year, and he's coming from Omaha and Team USA. And it sounds like he had a pretty tough travel day last night after playing a game with USA between buses and planes. He's here, and he's playing tonight. He told me, I'm just ready to be a Bourne Brave again. He said, I got 2 hours of sleep last night, but I got an energy drink and a great attitude, and you can feel the vibe change on this field. Pregame, everyone was excited to meet him, see him, have him here. He said he's just excited to be here playing with new guys, and the Bravos are already looking better.
Well, Ariel, he has certainly added something to this team. The Bourne Braves lead 6-0, and we'll send things to a short break on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. When we return, my good friend Adam Gotkin will take over on the play-by-play.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We welcome you back into Dorham Park. The count 0-1 as the pitch to Cody Miller misses outside, and Matthew Shorey now in an even count 1-1. Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis with you. The Bourne Braves lead the YD Red Sox 6-0. Cody Miller, the number 3 hitter, looking to get a rally going to get YD back into this game. He struck out swinging his first time up. Miller went 0 for 4 yesterday with a K. The Red Sox offense was semi-productive in the first and second innings. Got its only hit of the day back in the first, a pair of runners on in the second, as there's a K for Matt Shorey. Big swing and a miss. That's the second strikeout of the day for the lefty out of Vanderbilt.
Boy, has he been good today. He is protecting this lead just the way he needs to. And when you look at this game, you need him to go late in this inning. The best possible result is not only a dominating offensive win, but having the pitching staff throw the least amount of arms possible and for the longest time.
Shorey seems to be settling in as this game goes on. He put YD down 1-2-3 in the last inning. Faces off against Chris Akopian, the designated hitter and cleanup man. He grounds it out to third to end the first, his first time up. The 1-0. Upstairs fastball 2-0. Akopian is the one player that I've watched play in person for a long time. He went to high school just about 15 or 20 minutes away from me.
I was going to say Potomac, not far from you.
I'm technically from North Potomac. He's from Potomac, Maryland. Pitch now 3-0. Akopian went to Winston Churchill High School. It's a team really known for lacrosse, but they've been good in baseball as well recently. As Akopian works a walk, it's the one thing he's done really well this summer. It's his 9th free pass of the season. That's the second walk of the day from Matt Shorey. Jake Bold, the other guy who's walked, stands in with the runner on and 1 out. No action in the Bourne bullpen. Matt Shorey in his first start of the summer went 4 1/3. Fires a strike on a sinker at the knees. Shorey's been very efficient with his pitch count. He's still under 50 pitches. This one is his 47th of the evening. Puts him ahead 0-2, swing and a miss on another sinker.
He's not wasting any time either. Earlier in this game, he was taking a little bit long between pitches, taking pickoff attempts. He's taking no waiting moments and just delivering.
Kopian at first has stolen 3 bases this season. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks to get the 2 outs with the walk in between. And Matt Shorey is up to 3 strikeouts on the day. He just continues to get better and better as this game goes on. Will Gasparino stands in, the big right-handed hitter and center fielder. Reached on a fielder's choice and was stranded at third back in the second. Watches the first pitch outside on a slider. The count 1-0. That ball sent into center field. John LeGrand makes a leaping catch for out number 3. And once again, Matt Shorey does very quick work of the YD Red Sox. That time he sees 4, and we're in it to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Braves still up 6-0. We'll send 5, 6, 7 up in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in a moment.
Cold drinks and a welcoming atmosphere. Whether you're craving burgers, seafood, or refreshing.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The score is 6-0. Bourne still in the lead. There has been a change in the field for the YD Red Sox. A new man at third base. It's Jack Bell. He actually came in and struck out in the top half of that inning. Did not see him come in. So Cody Miller's day ended after the first 3 innings. And also for the YD Red Sox, as we're into the bottom of the 4th, it is a new pitcher in, so the day done for the right-hander or the left-hander number 21, Cody New, and it's a right-hander in Jack Noby, the rising sophomore at Xavier University. Face off against 5, 6, 7 in the Bourne lineup. Cade Lewis to lead things off. He's 1 for 2 today. Got an RBI single into center field his last time up.
This game becoming really dangerous for YD. You have your third pitcher in the game in just 4 innings. The last thing you want to have happen is not only lose this game, but have this game have repercussions on your future games. If you eliminate so much of your pitching staff, that's going to struggle what your pitching staff can do in future games, taking away a lot of arms that would have been able to pitch otherwise.
Final line for Cody New. He went just 1 inning. He allowed 1 hit, didn't give up any runs. He walked 2 and struck out 1. From the wind, here's the pitch. That misses low. Another pitch low, and it's 2-1. Nobi this past season with Xavier was solid at the start, but struggled a bit down the stretch. In his last 11 relief appearances, he gave up at least 1 earned run in each outing. That's fouled off by Lewis in the count 2-2. But Nobi's been better this summer in 3 outings. He's got an ERA of 4.5. 4 innings, he's walked 3 and struck out 3. The 2-2. Upstairs fastball. Lewis hits a chopper towards first, moving in Carpentier. He takes it himself for out number 1. What a good start for Jack Nobi.
Now batting from Vanderbilt,
and one that
34
this
is
YD
Brayden
pitching
Holcomb.
staff desperately needed after 2 long innings. So it's Brayden Holcomb who stands in. He's 1 for 2 today. Both of his at-bats came in the second, inning that Bourne scored 6.
You need a guy like Nobi to go a long time today if you're YD. He's pitched in 3 games this season and only has a total of 4 innings, so he's going to have to do something he hasn't yet this year.
Holcomb skies one towards right center field. Long run for Gasparino. He makes the grab for out number 2. Very quick work for Nobi, the right-hander who goes fastball, changeup, slider. Now he'll go up against
John LeGrand.
John LeGrande. He leads Bourne in batting average, hitting .310. He's hit by a pitch and then scored back in the second. Also flew out to end that inning. First pitch to the lefty is hit sky high into right. Dowd back, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But Jack Nobi comes in and does very quick work of the Bourne bats. The Braves go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. Before we send things into the 5th inning, are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with the Cape's own Keith Bildo? Then join us at the Capeplex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the Capeplex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the Capeplex. Also, Pecassid Hardware, your hometown hardware store. Whether you're fixing up the house, tackling a weekend project, or just need expert advice, Pecassid Hardware has you covered with top-notch service and all the tools you need. Conveniently located in the heart of Pecassid, stop by and see why they're a Cape Cod favorite. Pecassid Hardware, where community and quality come together. Matt Story back out onto the mound for his 5th inning. We'll be back in a moment.
Contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides authority. Thank you for listening.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financing journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Dean Carpentier leads things off in the top of the 5th, and he hits the first pitch hard into left. It sends Nick Groves back, and he makes the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to get things going. The number 7 hitter retired. And Yomar Carreras steps up. Carreras flew out to right in his first at-bat of the day. Carreras out of Rutgers University, a native of North Brunswick, New Jersey, so a guy who decided to stay home. Very similar for the Rutgers guys who have played for Bourne this season. Zach Konstantinovsky and Peyton Bonds, both North Jersey guys who decided to stay there. That's why the Rutgers program has had a lot of success. They're keeping those good players home.
New Jersey, a really good athlete state, and that's why you see Rutgers be pretty competitive in a lot of sports.
That popped up towards the left side of the infield, and Riker Waite hauls it in for out number 2. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Matt Shorey.
He's now just 54 pitches into his day here. We've only seen one Bourne player go into the 6th inning, and Shorey, easily his best outing of the year, has a real shot to do that. He's pitching exactly how you would want right now if you're Scott Landers.
Number 9 hitter Will Baker stands in. He watches the first pitch in, a slider outside. Bourne's pitching staff yesterday was excellent. Folger Boaz, Landon White, Derek Smith, and Josh Gunther gave up just 2 runs and 6 hits. Bourne's staff as a whole has been really good recently after a very slow start to the season. The Braves had the worst ERA in the league for the first 15 games. Now they're up to 8th in the league. What a play by Cam Kozeal. Oh, the second baseman making his return to Bourne, putting on a show for the fans. A big range play. And my goodness, Matt Shorey is just steamrolling through this Red Sox lineup. So with that, we're in it to the bottom of the 5th. The Bourne bats back up. It'll be 8-9-1. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
You're protecting the possible with the same local service you trust. The Ballroom Group is starting.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Now batting Oklahoma.
We are speeding through this game, a hour and a half in and already into the bottom of the 5th. The Braves lead 6-0. All of those runs came in the bottom of the 2nd. That's the bottom of the order up, 8-9-1. Campbell Smithwick leads things off. He's 1 for 2 today. And ahead in the count 1-0 as that fastball from Jack Noby misses inside. The right-hander out of Xavier into his 2nd inning of work. He put Bourne down 1-2-3 in the 4th. A much-needed quick inning as Smithwick rips one down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and that's going to be extra bases. Campbell Smithwick into second base standing up. His first extra base hit of the summer. That's already the 4th double of the game for this Bourne offense, the 8th hit, and everything going well for the Bravos. That sends Nick Groves up. He also had a double down the right field line today. That came back in the 2nd. It also brought home 2 runs, his first 2 RBIs of the summer. Campbell Smithwick at first has scored just 2 runs this summer. One of those came earlier today. Groves watches the first pitch in. A fastball at 90 miles an hour, a ball. Noby looks back to second and deals. It's hit sky high down the left field line and out of play. Bounces in front of the plate. A good block, though, by Jake Bold. It's been a tough day for this Red Sox pitching staff. Already on to the fourth man. Fastball inside, it's 2-1.
And Nova is doing a really good job at right now at trying to extend his appearance in relief. He's going to have to work for a while today to save these arms in the YD bullpen.
Sharply hit towards short. The only play is to first, and it's in time to beat out the number 9 hitter, Nick Groves. Nice play by the shortstop, Yomar Carreras, and that sends up the top of the order. Riker Waite has already reached base 3 times today. Just 1 hit, though. Also on a hit by pitch and a fielder's choice. Riker Waite quickly behind in the count 0-2. Here's the pitch. Waite stays alive, fouls it back. It was one big inning in the bottom of the second where Bourne scored all of its runs. Yesterday, offensively, a similar outing. Bourne scored 5, with each of them coming in the 6th.
I mean, it's really exciting to see. Bourne has been able to reinvent their offense. A lot of times they were scoring 1 in a bunch of innings. Now they're piling it on, which is leading them to just stunning teams. It's not only a big factor to get out to that much of a lead, but it's psychologically hurting the other team, because when you let up that much, it's hard to find the will to come back in the game.
Even 3 games ago, it was a 3-run inning for Bourne in the first, so they continue to have big innings. Looking to be consistent throughout the game, though. That could bring home the run, and it will. Campbell Smithwick with a foot-first slide, and the Braves lead 7-0. Riker Waite gets his second RBI of the day, 7th of the season.
Small ball, exactly the way you need to do it. This ties the most runs that Bourne has had in any game all year, and is the most they've ever been up by this season. It's when you not only add these new bats, but everybody gets comfortable with the wood bats too. The majority of this lineup has been here since day one, but it's the additions who are really helping too.
Bourne with its best game of the season so far against the best team in the league, the YD Red Sox, in first place at 11-4-2, but in trouble here as Logan Hughes is ahead of the count 1-0. This is an extra important game for Bourne because they've struggled this season at times against good teams. Just 2-8 against squads over 500. Braves have done a lot of their work against some of the lesser teams. 2 wins against Orleans, 2 against Wareham, both the 5th place teams.
I guess it's surprising and not surprising, but YD's been 6-2 against teams above 500 this year, but it's on the road where they've really struggled. Haven't lost a game at home, 4-4 on the road.
Called strike on the fastball. Count 3-1. It is a bit difficult, though, to even play teams above 500 in the West Division because Hyannis is the only one. Falmouth in second place is at 500, as that's ball 4 upstairs to Logan Hughes. But Bourne, who's in third, is 2 games below 500. Katuitt is in fourth at 6-10-1, and Wareham's in fifth at 6-11. So, the teams over 500, there's only 4 of them in the entire league. Not a big sample size.
In last year, you look at the East Division, and it was a similar thing. YD was 24-12-4.
Kozeal pops it up, out of play down the third base line.
But the rest of the league was at or below 500. Chatham was 20-20. The rest of them were Harwich with a 400 winning percentage, Orleans 375, and Brewster 342. They always have that with the divisions each year, and this season it's shaping out to be the West.
Kozeal checks his swing. Field a second, and he did not go. This past month for Kozeal has been just an extremely special one. He, of course, played in the College World Series at Arkansas, and that was a moment that meant even more for him. Kozeal, a Omaha, Nebraska native. He grew up going to the College World Series. His dad was a part of the grounds crew, so for him to be able to play at Charles Schwab Stadium was truly a dream come true. And then after that, he went down and played with the U.S. national team. Kozeal played for the U.S. growing up, so that was also a big moment for him to get called up to the collegiate squad. Now he's back onto the Cape. A lot of guys, after going all the way to the College World Series and playing USA, would decide to take the rest of the summer off, but Cam wanted to keep on playing baseball. Now he's in a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and it just misses inside. The other thing that brought Kozeal to the Cape, though, is the incredible fishing. He is as big of a fisherman as it gets. He's got a YouTube channel, Cam Kozeal Outdoors, that's got a pretty big following. He just created it a couple weeks ago, and it's already got a couple thousand views on a lot of the videos, and he did not want to give up the fishing opportunities out here. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed on a fastball upstairs. So that's strike 3, and Kozeal goes down swinging. But the Braves add another run in the bottom of the 5th inning as Riker Waite brought home Campbell Smithwick on a sacrifice fly into center field. Before we step aside, we'd like to thank a few of our partners. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at KeystonePlace@BuzzardsBay.com. Also, Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at MartyChevrolet.com, and go Braves. We're into the 6th inning. We'll step aside. New pitcher into the game for the Braves as Logan Beavis. We'll tell you about him when we come back.
Now, my year hero at the 50-50 table today.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
As we're into the 6th inning, Bourne's starting pitcher's day is done, but what an effort from Matthew Shorey. 5 shutout innings. He gave up just 1 hit, walked 2, and struck out 3. You can make an argument that might have been the best start of the summer, and he gives way for Logan Beavis, the big right-hander out of Texas Tech, and he's been pretty good this season. He's made 3 appearances out of the bullpen, last time out at Katuitt. He was the first out of the pen and
Gave up 2 runs in 3 innings. Beavis will go up against the top of the Red Sox order. It's the left fielder, Jace Tharnish, to lead things off. He's 0 for 2 today in his Cape League debut. Tharnish spent the past 3 seasons at St. Bonaventure, but has entered the transfer portal, and you have to imagine he'll be taking a step up to Power Conference baseball. He hit .403 this past season with the Bonnies in the A-10. His OPS was over 1,000 at .1058. That hit sharply towards second, and it eats up Kozeal. It took a bit of an awkward hop, and ball gets into right field. So the leadoff man on, and Jace Tharnish may have gotten his first hit of the summer. We'll wait and see how that's officially scored, and it is a base hit.
It's a really tough grab for Kozeal. It drops in the worst spot, like right by his feet, so you can't really criticize him for that one. The really good defender will surely have some more web gems in the future, as he did just an inning ago.
First pitch to Braden Dowd. In for a strike. Fastball at the knees at 93. Dowd 1 for 2 today. He had the Red Sox only hit until that last one. That came all the way back in the bottom of the first on a blooper that stayed in the infield. Takes a big hack and a miss on an off-speed low, and Beavis ahead 0-2. Beavis kicks and fires. This is upstairs. Right-hander, played his high school ball at Montverde Academy, one of the top prep schools in the country. Mainly known for their basketball team, but they also have a really solid baseball program as well. Maybe not to the caliber of IMG Academy, their big rival as the 2 big prep schools down in Florida, but definitely a team that always produces a bunch of Division I talent. Here's the 2-2. It's lifted towards short. Leaping grab by Riker Waite. He goes to first, and back in time is Tharnish, but oh man, a web gem from Riker Waite for the first out of the 6th.
It's exactly why scouts say he is a above-average MLB defender just going into his sophomore year at Vanderbilt. He has done this so many times for the Bourne Braves, and it's exactly why you're so happy to have him here and why he's going to contribute and how he already has this season. He is just exhilarating to watch.
So with 1 gone, it's left-handed hitter to the plate. Again, that's not Cody Miller, who was in the 3 spot originally. It is instead Jack Bell out of TCU. He came in as a pinch hitter back in the 4th and is now on his 2nd at-bat of the day. He went down swinging his first time up. Jack Bell in his 2nd year on Cape Cod. He spent last summer with the Falmouth Commodores. He originally started off at Texas A&M before transferring in-state to Texas Christian University. Originally from Corpus Christi. He basically been all over Texas at this point. That popped up and out of play. Corpus Christi down on the water. TCU in the biggest metropolitan area of the state,
right in Fort Worth, in that Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then you get to Texas A&M, College Station, and that's definitely a bit different from the two major cities, a true college town. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beavis gets his first K of the outing. That is his 8th of the summer.
Number 10, Chris Hakopian.
And it brings Chris Hakopian up with 2 gone in the top of the 6th, with Jace Thornish still on first.
Huge if Beavis can do 75% of what Shorey did in that start. Just continue to shut down this Red Sox team and put Bourne in a really good position to win this game, but also save arms and use them in future games.
Braves do play tomorrow. It's another trip out east for the Bravos, all the way to Orleans. That'll be the last trip to Eldridge Park of the season. Bourne won there 2-1 a few weeks ago. Had a called strike at the knees. It's 1-1. On Monday, it's a league-wide off day, so Bourne gets the day off and can rest its pitchers. We have games on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, but then on Thursday, another off day. The 1-1. This is low. So if the Braves can be efficient with their pitching staff today, they'll be in a really fresh spot with a pair of off days next week. We're at the point of the summer where you start to see a lot of roster turnover, especially with the pitching staffs. The MLB draft is very quickly approaching. Beavis to get out of the 6th. The 2-2 to Hakopian. Misses to the outside. Smithwick will keep that ball with him. So Thornish is into second base. It's the first runner in scoring position for the Red Sox since the 2nd inning.
Just a testament to what Shorey did. You only had 1 runner in scoring position through your 5 innings. It's almost demoralizing for the Red Sox.
Here's the payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. It's just the 3rd walk of the night for this Bourne pitching staff. It's the 2nd walk of the game for Chris Hakopian, his 10th of the season. That's the one thing that he's done really well this summer. Work a lot of deep counts. He's walked 10 times. That's the most on this Red Sox team, and he's only struck out twice. Now it's Jake Bold, the catcher. He's walked and struck out today. Watches the first pitch, a fastball low and outside, 1-0.
What's even more impressive about Hakopian is he's played in all but 1 game, and he's only struck out twice.
He's just such a disciplined hitter. He's got a big lead at first base with Hughes off the back. That pitch just catches the top part of the zone on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Braves up 7-0 here in the top of the 6th. Bourne scored 6 in the bottom of the 2nd, added 1 more in the bottom of the last inning. Called strike on another fastball, that time at the knees. It's 1-2. Red Sox have a runner in scoring position for just the 2nd time today. Stranded a man at 3rd back in the 2nd. The 1-2. Bounce back up the middle, and that gets through. Thornish gets the wave home, and he comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Jake Bold, and the Red Sox are on the board at 7-1 here in the top of the 6th.
Whitey's swinging the bat really, really well right now against Beavis. You've got to just chip away at this Bourne lead 1 swing at a time. It can't be an all 1 inning. I mean, I guess it can be, but for YD, it's important they just slowly play small ball to clip at this lead. A good example of it just in that bat ago.
Well, Gasparino watches the first pitch in. It's 1-0. Gasparino 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center field his last time up. His batting average on the season all the way down to 167. Fouls the 1-0 off the plate. Gasparino was a big power hitter at Texas this past year. Had 1 week where he had 5 home runs. But doesn't have any extra base hits yet this summer. He's 3 for 18. The 1-1. Fastball upstairs, it's 2-1. Another fastball upstairs, 3-1.
Beavis losing a little bit of control. Only has 5 walks on the year. He's been really solid. Or going into this, rather, had 5 walks. So you hope to get some of that now as you imagine Scott Landers wants him to go for at least 2 or 3.
Here's the 3-1. It's popped up to the right side. Hughes in foul territory. Makes the catch for out number 3. So that does it for the top of the 6th, but the Red Sox get 1 across. Make it a 6-run game. Braves still lead 7-1. We're into the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll step aside when we come back. The Braves send the middle of the order to the plate. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Now batting from Arkansas, number 25, Kozeal Aloy.
Bottom of the 6th, Braves lead by 6, and it's 4-5-6 up. Kozeal Aloy leads things off. He's 0 for 2 today, but reached back in the 2nd on a hit by pitch. First pitch from Jack Nobe is fouled back.
5 straight games with an RBI, 4 straight games with an RBI for Aloy, Adam. He's been so dangerous this year, is toward the top of all statistical categories already in just a few games.
Aloy has a hit in all but 1 game this summer that he's appeared in. That was his first start where he went 0 for 4. 1-1. Aloy pops it up. An easy play for the second baseman, Will Baker. He makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting from Wake Forest, number 23, Cade Lewis.
Cade Lewis stands in. number 5 hitter. He's 1 for 3 today. Grounds it out to first, back in the 4th. This fouls off the first pitch. Around the Cape League today, we've got all 5 games in action right now. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the Harwich Mariners lead the Chatham Anglers 6-1. It's been a great day for Aiden Robbins of Harwich. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. The Katuitt Cavaliers, my goodness, lead the Brewster Whitecaps 19-3.
Oh boy!
In the middle of the 7th inning.
Does that now make it the worst loss, or is 14-0 between Brewster and Bourne still worse?
19-3
yeah.
is definitely, I mean, 19 runs is just absurd, but wow. 21 hits for the Cavaliers. They scored 14 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's really difficult to figure out this Cavaliers team, Adam.
It is. They are either really incredible or seem to not be able to hit.
It's not over, too.
And that game is over, 19-3 due to the run rule in the 7th. So Katuitt picks up the win. Payoff pitch to Lewis. He sends a line drive into left field, and that's an easy play for Darnish, out number 2. Other scores around the league in the top of the 7th. It's a tight one in a West Division battle. The Falmouth Commodores lead the Wareham Gatemen 5-4. Falmouth took the lead on a Carl Schmidt RBI in the bottom of the 6th. In the bottom of the 5th, Hyannis leads Orleans 8-6. The Firebirds were down big, 8-1, but just scored 5 in the top of the 5th. Braden Holcomb pops up the first pitch. Catcher Bold finds it in foul territory, and that is out number 3. Bourne goes down 1-2-3 for just the 2nd time today, but after 6 innings, the Braves do still lead 7-1. The offense just continues to get the job done, even though they weren't able to do it in this inning. Well, before we step aside, we'll send things down to the field. Our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky. Take it away.
Well, guys, one of the things this Bourne team has had to figure out is their infield this season. They haven't had a consistent first or third baseman all season long. Jacob Krieg was their only true first baseman, and he's no longer here. It's been a rotation of players playing those positions. Shortstop Riker Wade told me that the addition of Gavin Kelly and Ryan Cooney has been huge to the dynamic of this infield. We've seen Logan Hughes playing first base more consistently in recent games. Bourne's actually leading the league in double plays, but they're also leading in errors. So they're hoping that these players, now Cam Kozeal at second base, will help get the infield into a more consistent rhythm.
Well, Ariel, thank you so much. We'll step aside as we're into the last 3 innings. The Braves still lead it by 6.
You can dream it. If you can cruise in it. If you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Top of the 7th, Logan Beavis back out onto the bump for the Braves. It's 7-8-9 up in the Red Sox order. First pitch to Dean Carpentier is a fastball way up and in. Carpentier 0 for 1 today. Reached after being hit by a pitch back in the second. Takes a hack and a miss to even the count at 1. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Foul back. It's 1-2. Carpentier spent last summer with the Rochester Honkers of the Northwoods League. That's an interesting town, Rochester, Minnesota. There's one massive company that's based there, and the entire city is just built around it. It's a decent-sized city, over 100,000 people, because of one company. As there's a fly ball into center field, Grande moves back and makes the catch just in front of the warning track for out number 1.
What's the company?
The Mayo Clinic.
There we go.
So the medical company, the Mayo Clinic, is from Rochester, Minnesota, and they run the entire city. I believe the Honkers play at some variation of Mayo Field, Mayo Clinic Field, and it's almost the entire industry of that city.
It sounds like a town in a TV show where
it's a good sized city though, over 100,000 people. They have some decent sized buildings.
You know, I watched Severance this past year, and part of the show is that there's like entire neighborhoods where only the people who live in that neighborhoods work at this place.
The 1-0 count to Yomar Correas. I wouldn't be shocked if there's some places like that in Rochester. Hard hit ball to the right side under the glove of Logan Hughes. It's a base hit for Yomar Carreras. That's just the 4th hit of the day for this Red Sox offense that has struggled throughout the game, but starting to pick things up over these past few innings.
Yeah, they're working well here against Logan Beavis, who's now in his 2nd inning of work and is just trying to keep this YD offense to a minimum. As long as he does that, he's going to do his job here.
Count 1-0 to Will Baker. Second baseman, 0 for 2 today. Beavis down to the count, 2-0. It's another really solid crowd tonight at Durham Park. The Bourne faithful has come out the entire season. The Braves lead the league in attendance so far. And the reason why is because these fans just show up night after night. They've packed the hill on the first base side, fans all the way down the foul line in the outfield, and in the natural stands down the third base line. Called strike, and the count 2-2 to Baker.
And they stay a long time, too. It's the 10th man, you could say, a little bit, how they add to this Bourne roster and bring them a little bit more juice with their fandom.
One of the other things that you get from the Bourne fans, too, that you don't see everywhere as that ball's fouled off, is the same faces coming back day in, day out. Bourne, unlike a lot of the communities on the Cape, is a mainly year-long town. It's not a tourist town. It's really thought of a lot of the time as a blue-collar town with a lot of people who work for the Coast Guard base, which is nearby, the military base nearby, or a lot of other just, I guess you could say, regular jobs, unlike a lot of the rest of the Cape, which is mainly vacation town. So you have a lot of families who come almost every single game. You see the same kids wearing their Bourne Youth baseball jerseys. and just a great community atmosphere here at Dorham Park all the time.
It's a great way to spark culture because it's not artificial. It's built from the ground up, and when you have the same repeated faces, that's when you grow this team.
2-2. This is low, 3-2. There's a true community around this Bourne Braves squad. Yesterday, the team took part in the Bourne July 4th parade and walked down Main Street in Buzzards Bay, being cheered upon by the entire community. Devon and I experience it all the time. If you just walk around wearing some sort of Bourne Braves attire, at least one person's going to come up to you and say, "Go Braves."
Well, just the other day, we were walking out of our house, going on our way to the game against Wareham, and a gentleman with his kid outside says, "Hey, do you guys work for the baseball team?" And we said yes and invited him over to the game.
Had a high fly into left field. Easy play for Nick Groves for out number 2.
I think it's really special, and the most special for the kids, too, who get to experience big leaguers before they're big leaguers. You're going to be able to grow up watching players all around, like Kahiwa Loy, and then years down the road, say, "Oh, yeah, I got a signed ball by Kahiwa Loy when he was with the Bourne Braves." It's really special.
Jace Tharnish stands in. He's the leadoff man, 1 for 3 today. Appeal to first, and they say he did not go. The call made by Jeff Merzel. And one of the other things that most teams out here on the Cape do, including Bourne, is youth clinics throughout the summer. That gives an opportunity for the kids who come to all the games to actually meet the players and get trained by them. As big swing and a miss in the count, 1-1. There'll be youth clinics every week throughout the month of July. They have introductory clinics for kids aged 5 through 12 and also advanced clinics for kids aged 12 through 15. That's fouled off the plate. If you go to the Bourne Braves website, you can find out where to register for those youth clinics. They are really incredible opportunities for all the kids to learn from the future stars of baseball. Here's the 1-2. Fastball upstairs. I know what I just saw from Logan Beavis. I think he just blew a bubble. I don't think I've seen anyone.
Bubble gum?
Yeah, chewing gum. I think I just saw that. Here's the 2-2. And it swung on a miss. Strike 3.
Maybe that was the charm he needed.
I guess so. It blew a bubble and then struck out Jace Tharnish to end the top of the 7th. So it is time to stretch. We're into the bottom of the 7th. The Braves up 7-1. And the bottom of the order will come to the plate, 7, 8, 9. You're watching the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Visit us at Keystone Place at BurgersBay.com. Marty Chevrolet, your
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
day done for Jack Nobe out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. He had a really solid outing, went 3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 1 run. He walked 1 and struck out 1. New pitcher into the game for YD. It's a right-hander out of UCLA, Justin Lee. He's in his 2nd summer with YD. Was one of the top arms out of the bullpen last year. Made 10 appearances and had a 4.74 ERA. Lee was one of the top guys for the Bruins this past year. Had 30 appearances out of the bullpen. Pitched in almost half the games for UCLA, a team that made it all the way to the College World Series. So face off against John LaGrande to get things going. He's 0 for 2 today. And he gets hit by a pitch. It's the 2nd time today that LaGrande has got him beamed. Bourne has its leadoff man on. Grande just walking off down the first base line. Campbell Smithwick stands in. He hit a double down the right field line and then came in to score back in the 5th. That was Bourne's last run and the only run for the Braves that didn't come in the 2nd inning.
Bourne right now have just gotten help from almost everyone on their roster. All playing extremely well, and you look at this team, 7 of the 9 players have either an RBI or have scored a run.
Bunt by Smithwick, rolls foul.
He loves the bunt, I guess. It's pretty clear now.
He's already tried it today. And reached back in the 2nd on an error by the pitcher.
Also got on with a base hit bunt in the 3rd.
He's just had a spectacular day at the plate. Smithwick has already crossed home twice today, scored 2 runs. He did that just once coming into today. Lee at the belt. Here's the pitch. Looper misses upstairs. Pitch low and outside. It's 2-1. Pitch misses inside. Throw into 2nd is not in time. Just barely late. John LeGrand snags a bag. It's his 7th stolen base of the summer.
Could not have a more perfect throw right there from Bowl. Did everything he could to gun out LeGrand, but when you got a guy who's so fast, got a good jump, it's not easy.
So Lee now is a runner against him in scoring position. He steps off the mound. Mentioned how Justin Lee is from UCLA. The Bruins just had an insane year because in addition to their World Series run, as Smithwick pops it up into left field, that'll be caught by Tharnish for the first out. UCLA was without a home field for the season. They lost their rights to play at Jackie Robinson Stadium, a field that they had played at for a very long time because a federal judge ruled that the lease between the university and the Department of Veteran Affairs that controlled Jackie Robinson Stadium was illegal. So because of that, they had to practice at a high school stadium and through it all made their way to the College World Series.
That's just nuts.
It really is, and that was a UCLA team that was led by Roch Chalowski, who played in Orleans last summer and was the national shortstop of the year.
pitch. Caught strike on the inside part of the plate. It was a bit of a interesting year for college baseball awards because Cholowski won the National Shortstop of the Year, yet the Golden Spikes winner, the award that goes to the best player in the country, was also a shortstop in Vahiva Lloyd. LeGrand off to third. The throw won't even come. That's a second stolen base this inning for LeGrand, and that's his 8th of the year, 2nd of the day.
Going back to what you were saying, Adam, that doesn't line up too much.
In what sense? Having multiple? Well, it's like
no, having the person who is voted the best player in the country not win the best shortstop in the country.
Well, it's like how in the NFL the MVP and the first-team All-Pro quarterback can be different as the pitch misses low and it's ball 4 to Nick Groves.
Great analogy.
So a lot of the times in the NFL, like this past year, it was Lamar Jackson who won the All-Pro quarterback award, yet Josh Allen won the MVP. So, you know, they just do things differently sometimes, and the reason for that is you have different voting blocks who see things differently, whether it's coaches, the media. It all just depends on who the voters are. And, at the end of the day, it means that more guys get a chance to win an award. Ryan Cooney comes to the plate, so Riker Waite's day is done. He finishes off after going 1 for 2, but a bit of a crazy 1 for 2 as a pickoff attempt and Nick Groves out at first base. So that's the second out of the inning. But Waite's 1 for 2 came with 2 RBIs, a hit by pitch, and reaching on a fielder's choice. So as Ryan Cooney stands in, he's now got 2 outs and a runner on third.
Also had that sac fly in the 5th for an RBI. So just an exceptional day from Riker Waite. Really added to this team.
Cooney went 0 for 4 yesterday. Watches a pitch in for a strike.
Bourne in yesterday's game had 11 total position players. Now you've got 13, so you got a lot more guys to work with. So late in these games, bring in some guys who hadn't seen time and get them experience too. I like the move for Cooney to step in.
Grande 90 feet away at third. Lee can get out of the 7th here. The 0-2. Popped up, foul out of play. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Misses upstairs. Was really a shame to have all that just craziness go on with the UCLA baseball stadium as we were talking about, because that's a school with, I think you can make an argument, the best athletic facilities in the country. Football, they play at the Rose Bowl. Basketball, Pauley Pavilion, that's the place to be. There's a ground ball to third, and Bell gets the third out, and so Justin Lee, the UCLA Bruin, works his way out of the bottom of the 7th, stranding a runner at third base. Before we send things to the 8th, are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with the Cape Zone Keith Bildo? Then join us at the K-Plex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the K-Plex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex. Also, Pecasset Hardware, your hometown hardware store. Whether you're fixing up the house, tackling a weekend project, or just need expert advice, Pecasset Hardware has you covered with top-notch service and all the tools you need. Conveniently located in the heart of Pecasset, stop by and see why they're a Cape Cod favorite. Pecasset Hardware, where community and quality come together. When we come back, it'll be the 8th inning, and Devon Jarvis will take you the rest of the way with the play-by-play.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
It's the 8th inning of play between the Bourne Braves and the YD Red Sox as the Braves are on top 7-1. Logan Beavis will continue his day on the mound, but it's a new batter who steps into the game as a pinch hitter. Chase Brunson to dig in. He replaces Braden Dowd. Likely will go into right field once the defensive substitution comes. First pitch from Beavis is low. Beavis has worked really well so far. He's relieved a stellar performance from Matt Shorey, who in his time as the starter went 5 innings, only had 1 hit with 2 walks and 3 Ks, no runs. And Beavis so far, now in his 3rd inning, has pitched 2 full innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. So he's done just what the Braves have needed to start here. Just allow you to get a reliever who's going to go a while and keep this a 3-pitcher game if you can. Brunson's in a 2-1 count now as action is starting in the Bourne bullpen, just in case Beavis does need relief. 2-1, swinging a chopper to the left side. It's Ryan Cooney who makes the grab, but his throw is late at first. Just a little bit of an awkward spot as Lewis was going for it, but left it for Cooney. So a base hit to begin for Brunson. And another pinch hitter in Jack Bell will dig in for his 3rd at-bat of the game. He replaced Cody Miller at 3rd base, but he's only struck out twice, once at the hands of Logan Beavis. In the bullpen for the Bourne Braves is, we'll get you them in just a moment. But Bell steps in here. He's going to have some work to do. A 7-1 lead is really a tough one to come back from. Bourne right now doing all they can to prevent it. A nice pitch to the left side. It's going to be out of play and foul.
And that's one of the newcomers for Bourne warming up in the bullpen, number 22, Dominic Morrow. We haven't seen him pitch yet this season, just joined the team.
Well, a perfect spot for him to come in this game. Not a lot of pressure with a 6-run lead, as we might see him, maybe not this inning, but next, as Beavis is still doing well for the Braves. He's got a 2-1 count against Bell. Bell on the season so far has played in 8 games. He's batting .200. He's in his 9th game now. Has struggled with the strikeout, though. 13 on the season in his 8 games. His strike number 2 comes in there. Two balls, 2 strikes for Beavis. It's Brunson on first, who replaced Dowd. Chris Akopian is the on deck circle as a swing comes from Bell to keep him alive. He's fighting here against Beavis. Beavis now in this game is worked up to 57 pitches. He's just about where Matt Shorey was when Shorey finished his 5th. Swinging a fly ball left side out of play. Shorey overall finished with 57 pitches, and that right there was the 57th pitch for Logan Beavis.
It's just incredible to go 5 innings, 57 pitches. I mean, with that count, Shorey could pretty much start again in a couple days.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Bell is now 0 for 3, all with Ks. 2 of them at the hands of Logan Beavis.
Number 10, Chris Hakopian.
Chris Hakopian, who is one of the best prospects on this YD roster. Still looking for a settle into this season. He's been solid, batting .200, but you'd look for more as Scott Landers comes out onto the mound and will likely point to the bullpen here, and yes, he does. So a new pitcher when we return on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. Stay with us in a few moments.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We welcome you back to Cape League TV and the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network. We're settled into the top of the 8th inning with 1 out. A new pitcher comes out for the Bourne Braves, and it's been an interesting game so far. But Dominic Morrow to come out, and so far this season hasn't appeared in any games for the Bourne Braves, but is coming from Northwood in the GMAC, where he appeared 19 times, had 1 start with an ERA of 3.
Morrow comes out of Northwood University, Division II. They were top 10 pretty much all season and made it all the way to the World Series, and he was one of the top guys on that staff out of the bullpen. 64 Analytics, which is one of the top college baseball recruiting services out there, called Morrow the 4th best relief pitcher in all of Division II baseball.
And this is where Scott Landers finds diamonds in the rough. At these smaller schools, he will be the first D2 or non-D1 player, I should say, to play for the Bourne Braves, and draws a first base hit into center field by Hakopian. So YD's threatening here in the 8th. They're still down by 6 and will need a lot to bring this back to an even ball game. But Morrow's not only inheriting the 1 runner, but now has 2 on and faces Jake Bold.
You mentioned how Bourne has picked up some non-Division I pitchers over the last few years that have made a big impact. So the big name that comes to mind is Nolan Sparks. He came out of the University of Rochester, Division III, and pitched 3 summers for the Bourne Braves, 2022, 2023, and 2024. He ended up getting drafted in the 13th round by the St. Louis Cardinals and is currently in Single A down in Palm Beach. He's got 15 appearances with Single A Palm Beach Cardinals. He was one of the guys that was really fun to talk to last year.
The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. The first strikeout for Dominic Morrow as a Bourne Brave comes in his second batter. And now there's 2 outs.
Not a surprise for Morrow to get a K. He's got really good strikeout stuff, over 1 strikeout per inning this past season.
Will Gasparino, who's playing center field today, standing at a towering 6'7", steps in. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. It just shows that as a Cape League field manager, you can't just be a coach, but you also have to be an excellent recruiter if you want to win championships. Now, Scott Landers has won 2 in his last 3 seasons and has shown that he is an excellent recruiter. Dominic Morrow, probably not a player who got a ton of looks from all 10 Cape teams, and if he can pan out to be an excellent guy in this pitching staff, it just furthers the testament that Scott Landers is one of the best to do it here in the Cape League.
You know, one of the other things is you talk about the relationships between coaches Scott Landers and Jordan Bichelle, who's the head coach for Cincinnati baseball, where Morrow is pitching now, have got a relationship. Bourne had some Cincinnati players last year, Landon Vitterick, Griffin Hughes, and earlier this season we saw Cal Sefcik here. And I mean, relationships are everything in the sport of baseball. Bichelle, who is the Cincinnati head coach, used to be the head coach at Northwood, where Morrow came from.
Swinging a grounder to the left side, drops foul. I mean, even Jonathan Stevens, who was a pitcher at Alabama but did not pitch at all for the Crimson Tide in 2 seasons. You bring him to this Bourne team late last year. He helps you late in the season, and this season has been the ace closer that the Bourne Braves have needed. Leads the Cape League in ERA with no earned runs. Max Bayless, too, a smaller school guy, Santa Clara. Just finished his time at USA. The 2-2. Swinging a chopped grounder again. It will be foul. It's Brunson on second and Hakopian on first. Here's Morrow. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Not a bad first inning for Mr. Morrow. We step aside in the middle of the 8th inning. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. We'll be back in just a moment for the bottom of the 8th.
Fans, it's time to announce the 50-50 lottery winners. You can
get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
look at that moon. I believe a waxing gibbous, Adam?
I couldn't tell you. I know there's waxing and waning.
Waxing is when it's moving from right to left, waning from left to right, but that'll be a waxing gibbous right there. And the Bourne Braves, just like as the moon is close to becoming full, have played a pretty full game here and are close to closing it out. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning against the YD Red Sox and lead 7-1. Had a 6-run inning back in the second and only 1 since. Logan Hughes, a big hack at the first pitch, will face off here against Lee. Lee came in just an inning ago and kept things scoreless. But he's following a tough performance from his previous relievers. He's just trying to keep this game in reach for his squad, and Whitey's going to only have one more shot on the top of the 9th. Logan Hughes so far today, a really solid game. Next pitch, sharply grounded left side. It'll be picked up by Carreras, and the toss across the diamond gets in there for out number 1.
Now batting Arkansas, number 5.
Cam Kozeal steps in now. A Bourne Brave last year. He was really good for the team then. Was part of that squad that made it as deep as the Cape League Championship. Batted .252 in his time with the Braves a season ago. He's making his debut today. Only got here about an hour before batting practice, coming from Team USA yesterday, and has been pretty solid to start. A couple good defensive plays, but a base hit back in the first inning is the highlight offensively.
Kozeal was with the team the entire season last year, one of the few guys who was on the opening day roster and made it all the way to the final night of the season, Game 3 of the championship series.
2-0 in there for strike 1. Kozeal also had committed to being a Bourne Brave before this season started, was on the temporarily inactive list. We woke up this morning, saw Cam Kozeal activated, and it's not a bad sight to see.
I was shocked that it was this quick. I mean, you would have thought that maybe he would take a day or two at home after going to USA, but no, he was just excited to get up here to Cape Cod and excited to play for the Braves once again.
And fish. Also excited to fish. But it's just, again, a testament to how much he loves this team and how much he wants to be here. 3-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. Kozeal, the second batter of the inning here, as Logan Hughes went down to start. Lee trying to close him out with one more. Here it is. Fastball in there, called strike 3. Kozeal goes down on strikes, and that's his second strikeout of the day, the first one looking. This Bourne team has, you could say, struggled in the later part of this game offensively. It's hard to say that when they've been so dominant overall. If you look at this inning and the past 2 before it, they've put up a total of 9 batters for 8 outs. Kahio Aloy, the only player in this Bourne Braves roster who has yet to either have a hit or score a run. Steps in, hammers one left side. This one could get through. Tough play by Carrera. Stands up, fires late. That one's going to get by. It might fall out of play, and that will advance Kahio Aloy to second base. It falls into the YD dugout.
Now batting from Wake Forest.
I don't even think that went into the dugout. That's really unlucky for YD. It went into the camera well area just to the right of the dugout, which has a little chalk marker around it that is an out-of-play area. So even though it's out of the dugout and within the fence, because the ball rolled into where the cameras are, out of play.
Imagine a coaching box just all the way up against a fence. There's really no difference between it and the rest of the field. Just that white marker says a ball gets here, you're advancing the runner, and that's exactly what happened. So Aloy's in scoring position on second base. He continues his hit streak with the Bourne Braves, and Cade Lewis will look to drive him in here. He's seeing Lee for the first time today. 8th batter of Lee's day.
You know, this game has not been great for the Red Sox, and that error was the second one on the defense. It's defense that struggled this season. That's now 18 on the season in 18 games.
Soft fly ball center field. That one's going to drop. Carreras was trying to go for it. So Aloy comes all the way in from second to score, and the Bourne Braves are up 8-1 on the Cade Lewis RBI double.
That's just such a tough play for anyone to make, but you know, Carreras running back, trying to look up and bring that ball in is just close to impossible. For that play to be made, you need the center fielder, Gasparino, to come in faster and call for it, because that's the only chance that you have of getting the out there, really, because trying to make a basket sliding catch, running back is just too hard of a play.
It's Willie Mays-esque plus a lot more difficulty on top of that. It's not an easy play at all. So Holcomb now can try and continue to add to this lead. Bourne Braves are up 8-1. Holcomb's got a runner on second. Swings and fouls it back above the netting behind home plate. Good to see Aloy come in to score as well. So now it's only Kozeal, who is a player who either doesn't have an RBI or didn't score. 8 of your 9 batters did.
And even then, Kozeal reached base twice on a single and a walk.
Just an overall excellent day offensively for the Bourne Braves. This is the most runs they've had in a game yet this season with 8. Before that, it's matched by their win against Orleans on Wednesday, where they won the ball game 7-3. That was the first win of their 3-game winning streak they currently hold. Snowballs and 2 strikes from Lee to Holcomb. The pitch, way up and inside. It pops out of Bolt's glove, but Cade Lewis is going to stick at second.
You know, these big wins for Bourne are really nice in a, you know, way that doesn't really matter, but does. It'll help out the run differential, because Bourne had a couple games early in the season where they got blown out. So now a big win can, you know, do the opposite and help you out.
Hard hit ball up the middle, gets through. Lewis going to come in to score from second base. And Braden Holcomb with a 2-hit day for the first time in quite a while. Bourne continue the lead, up 9-1.
And not just a 2-hit day for Braden Holcomb, but 2 hits, both over 100 miles an hour off the bat.
That's the player who is at Vanderbilt. We expected to come here to Bourne, and Braden Holcomb has certainly delivered, but he didn't have a ton of power. Only had 1 extra base hit going into this game, and got 1 already earlier today and had that sharp base hit just a moment ago. So Gavin Kelly now steps in for the Bourne Braves. He replaces John LeGrande. LeGrande reached base twice, both on a hit by pitch. Kelly will watch by the first one for strike 1. We've now seen a total of 11 different position players in the game for the Bourne Braves. Yesterday, that would have been their entire roster of position players. Cam Kozeal and Noah Franco were added, or rather activated, earlier today. So now they have 13. So the only players who haven't played are Jimmy Keenan and Franco, but it's uncertain whether Franco will return as a hitter, as he's a 2-way. Kelly will get hit in his back and advance to first base.
Now batting from Oklahoma State, number 45.
He did the little, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but the Hawaiian stay loose, stay cool, where you put your thumb and finger out. That's something that Aloy has been doing all the time, and Kelly looks back and did it looking right at Eloy.
Eloy bringing a lot of vibes to this team. I think we've mentioned it before, but on each of the 3-game win streaks, they have played a reggae before the game. Now, reggae, some really great music, is just not something that the Bourne Braves had played pregame before, and Eloy brings those vibes, and they've only one game since. Of course, it was on earlier today in batting practice, and it's again turned out well for the Bravos. Smithwick, the batter, watches the 4th pitch in there for a strike. Or rather, the 2nd. It's a 1-1 count. Kelly's on first, and Holcomb's on second. A base hit could score Holcomb. Another watched pitch by Smithwick. He's had a really excellent day so far. Got on with 2 bunts, one of them an error on the pitcher, and a base hit in the 9th. The 2-1. Watch by outside. Smithwick is shuffled around between the bench as Jimmy Keenan has been catcher. Smithwick, in 3 of his last 4, has held that position and cuts on one to put it foul to the left side. Brings the count full. It's a 2-run inning right now for the Bravos, and a win today could advance them to 8-9-1. You look at scores around the league, because that's what matters for standings right now. Is the 3-2 is a looping curveball high, and Smithwick will take first base.
Now let's see if Bourne can get into double digits for the first time this season on offense.
Haven't yet done that. 9 is the most they've had all season. Second coming against Orleans on Wednesday, where they had 7. So on third base is Holcomb, second base Kelly, first base Smithwick. Nick Groves, the 9 batter in the order for the Bravos, will dig in. Already has a 2 RBI double today. First pitch misses from Lee. Around the league right now, Falmouth took down, or is leading right now, Wareham 11-4, and that will likely keep Falmouth above the Bourne Braves in the standings. Hyannis is in a tie ball game right now against Orleans. Even with a win, the Braves won't catch Hyannis. So it looks like no matter what, the Braves will hold their 3rd position in the West Division unless something of a miracle happens in Falmouth. Here's the 2-0. Crows watching 3 balls by now. The Braves trying to work with a 2-out rally here just to pile on.
You mentioned how Orleans is tied 8-8 with Hyannis. That Firebirds pitching staff has really struggled today. Of course, those 8 runs today. They also, yesterday, really struggled, gave up 7. Did have a shutout the day before that, but the first 2 days of July, they gave up 7 and 8.
It's a 4-pitch walk to Nick Groves. Braden Holcomb comes in to score for run number 10 as the Braves lead by 9. One more run would end the ball game with the 10-run mercy rule. So Ryan Cooney maybe with a chance for a walk-off. Either a base hit or any appearance on first base would do it.
Just saves your arms a little bit more.
First pitch misses. Bourne have only thrown 3 pitchers today. Shorey, Beavis, and Morrow. How big would it be for them to keep it that way? And Morrow, on top of that, only pitched 2/3 of an inning. Keep him fresh. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan Cooney. Lee on the mound will look in. Curveball misses high, and ball game is 1 pitch from being over. Of course, no action in the YD bullpen. This will be Lee's game to finish. The 3-0. Down Broadway for strike one, so the at-bat stays alive.
Bourne bullpen down the left field line is ready to start running in. There's a guy standing on the wall right now.
Well, it's a walk-off, and Bourne have one of the most exciting bullpens in the league. The 3-1. Inside for strike two. But we've got to keep an eye on that bullpen in left field, because the second the game could be called here, if it's a base hit or a walk, they're storming out in the field.
Oh, absolutely. Celebrate it like a normal walk-off.
The payoff. Hammered to center. Back on it is Gasparino. He's at the warning track and makes the grab, so the game will go on as Bourne score 3 in the bottom of the 8th. There's one more chance for the Red Sox to keep it alive when we return the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. We'll have one more shot.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financing journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
This inning could be the last one from Doran Park. It's Dominic Morrow on the mound against the last hope for the YD Red Sox. It begins
number 18, Dean Carpentier.
with Dean Carpentier. He is the 7th batter in the order for the Red Sox. So far today, he's 0 for 2, got on once with a hit by pitch. Morrow, who looked excellent in his appearance just an inning ago, will step back out, looking for the save. Fastball in there for strike number 1. Throwing in the low 90s right now. He's coming out of a D2 in Northwood. And it's just showing that no matter the place you come from, you can still be effective. Soft ground ball right side. Kozeal, an easy throw to first for out number 1. Yomar Carreras next up. He's had a couple of really solid plays at shortstop defensively, but is still looking for a real statement offensively. A base hit to right field back in the 7th is all he has to show for himself so far, other than the sacrifice fly to second field, advancing Gasparino from 2nd to 3rd. Morrow gets a swing and a miss on the first pitch. This Bourne team is just on a roll as of recently. They're set to win their 4th straight. This would be their longest winning streak of the season. The last time they won 3 straight was earlier this year, close to 2 weeks ago now. They picked up wins against Chatham, Cotuit, and Orleans. 1-1's outside of the fastball, and if the Braves win today, they've got 4 straight. Orleans, Wareham, and YD. They go out east to Orleans tomorrow. Looking for 5 straight. Hammered ball right side. Kozeal in the perfect spot for the grab. So it's going to be on Will Baker's shoulders to keep things alive for the YD Red Sox. 0 for 3 in today's outing, and the Bourne Braves are just itching for their 4th straight here. A quick game for the Bravos, too, under 3 hours at the moment. Left side, weird hop. Cooney fields, taps his glove, and gets out number 3. The Bravos take down the league's best in the YD Red Sox by a score of 10-1. Their best game of the season.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Absolutely best game of the season for Bourne. The offense, the pitching staff, they were both incredible. I mean, it was from the very beginning. That 6-run bottom of the second just set the tone for the rest of the game. The biggest offensive output all year. And then the fact that that wasn't it for this Bourne offense, I think might be my favorite thing. They scored 4 more runs towards the end of the game, which it just showed that they weren't complacent with just 6 at the start. And the pitching staff held on too, gave up just 1 run after going up big in the second.
It's hard to deny the pitching staff too, just all around excellent performances. Morrow earns the save in his 1 2/3 pitch, but Shorey is now 2-0 on the season. He pitched 5 innings, allowed 1 hit, no earned runs, and had 2 walks and 3 Ks. He will be alongside our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, in a few moments to talk over his stellar performance. Adam, likely the best pitching performance we've seen from any arm on the mound for the Braves this season. It seems like this staff in general has just taken new strides in these recent games to allow this team to get over that hump of limiting offense from the opposing side and let the bats freely hit.
Yeah, I mean, the good starting pitching has been the entire difference recently. In this 4-game winning streak, all 4 starters have been really good. Today, of course, Matt Shorey. Yesterday, Folger Boaz gave up just 1 run in 3 2/3. The day before, Zane Petty gave up just 2 earned runs in 4 innings. And the day before that, Colin Fisher gave up just 2 runs in 4 2/3. The starting pitching is what really struggled in that 5-game losing streak for the Braves. It put Bourne behind early in games and just it made things difficult, but now the starting pitching is exactly where this team wants it to be. It seems like Scott Landers is really finding a rotation, which is really a big key. It's finding that rotation that can be the difference between being happy going into the last couple weeks of the season or being stressed and worried, because your rotation can take you all the way.
Well, the Braves in previous seasons under Scott Landers had elite pitching staffs, ranked 2, 1, and 1 in the last 3 seasons, respectively, in ERA. This season, it hasn't been that, but they're climbing the ranks right now with these recent performances. Still as a team, ranking not too high. It's now 7th in the league, but for 14 games this season was dead last, and now just working their way up. You can imagine tomorrow they climb as well. And how about we hear from the man who was so great today in Matt Shorey, who had a fantastic performance. We'll have him on standby in just a moment. And Matt, take it away. What do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm now joined by Matt Shorey from Vanderbilt. Pitched 5 scoreless innings tonight, only allowing 1 hit. What was working for you?
It was just my pitches, staying in the zone, competing in the zone, and then just attacking guys and staying on top of them, not letting them breathe, and just having fun out there. My defense played good behind me too, so it helped out.
Did you feel like you had certain control of a specific pitch tonight?
I feel like my fastball control was definitely there, and I just kept pounding the zone with it, and it worked.
Well, it seems like everyone's happy.
Yes,
you guys are on a 4-game win streak. What's the vibe in the bullpen?
Just hanging out, having fun. We'll toss a little bit there, even when we're not throwing, and we like to have fun down there.
Well, thanks for joining me. Congrats tonight.
Thank you.
A very eventful interview between Ariel Tamir-Pinsky and Matt Shorey, kind of like the OKC Thunder during the regular season. That team went on to win an NBA championship. Maybe just a little hint of what's to come.
Hey, it's just having fun. These guys are having so much fun right now. 4 wins in a row. It's crazy how quick things can change after that 5-game losing streak.
Spirits are really high at Doran Park. And before we go, we just want to relay a message to you. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or any other use is strictly prohibited. We really appreciate you spending the time to hang with us this Saturday evening. We will send things to a close here at Doran Park on behalf of our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, our producer, Gabriella Voccio, my friend and play-by-play broadcaster, Adam Gotkin. I'm Devon Jarvis, saying so long, and we will see you tomorrow in Orleans.